Well, if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
Welcome to Morons Meets Movies. I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow morons, Ublester Peñalosa II and Akam, the merc with the mouth, Arturo, also known as Deadpool. How you doing, Deadpool?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
All right, awesome. I'm glad you're here. You look fantastic, by the way.
Do I try?
Yeah.
Did you do something to your hair? It looks.
I did.
You combed it differently.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You look fantastic. Well, as if you haven't figured it out already, we are mincing Deadpool.
Inside Out 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Inside Out 2. The Pixar.
Yeah. A month later.
Breaking all the records.
Yes. Yeah, we're talking about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, we are.
And let's get into it. I wanna let Deadpool give us
start
some.
us off.
Start us off.
I need to take off this mask, man. It's way too hot.
No,
It is getting really hot in
you
here.
look terrible under that mask.
Yeah, man. I'm
with
not.
all the like skin problems. Oh my God! Have you gotten worse? Did you get burned again?
I did. All the plastic surgeons could not do anything for me.
How is it that you're not healing your face?
I don't know, man.
Ryan Reynolds, you look amazing in person.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so where does this movie start off? Or do you have any kind of thoughts? Or I guess we should do maybe the initial thoughts of like we usually do with the movies. And
Let's do it. I'm gonna let Arturo take care of it first because
Thank you.
I feel he's gonna give us a lot.
To me, this movie was a love letter. A love letter to Deadpool and Wolverine, but also the X-Men and Fox movies, Fox Marvel movies.
more
as a
Fox
whole.
movies, yeah.
It definitely. I wasn't expecting that that angle in this film at all.
Neither was I.
And a lot of the parts of the film were also very tragic, which I love to get deeper into it.
Yeah.
But this definitely paid off so much for fans who have been there since day one. Honestly, especially during the end credits, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Man, this has definitely been like a very long haul of a movie, and it really paid off for me personally.
Yeah, it was a nice closure.
Yeah, I was yelling, I was screaming, I was clapping, I was crying, I cried some more. I had an absolutely amazing time with this movie.
All right, Sam? Oh, me. Awesome. Fuck yeah. I'm going to have to agree with Arturo, man. I made a really, I really made sure to not get this movie spoiled in any way. Mm-hmm. I stayed away from the internet, anything involving Wolverine and Deadpool. I mean, I saw the shit that you can't escape, which was all the promos. Damn, they must have signed their name to a lot. I saw them on Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
I saw them on
But all the promos
Amco.
didn't really spoil anything.
No, it
They
was
were,
just
separate
the slow
things,
motion
right?
scenes of them walking, things I haven't seen in posters. So as far as context goes, I was completely blind to all of it. So I wasn't expecting that heavy of a Fox callback to all the movies. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed myself. Look, this movie is it's jam-packed with jokes and references and cameos. And if you blink, you missed maybe 10. So I feel like I had to go back and rewatch it a few times. But overall, I had a fucking great time with this movie. Mm-hmm. I'll watch it again and again and again and again. And then I'll watch Inside Out 2. And then I'll watch it again and again and again and again. Sam, what are your thoughts?
Let me put this on real quick.
Oh, man.
The movie was fine.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
fine.
you're not a huge comic book. Let's just put that out there. You're not really huge into the comic books and what the storylines.
I do love Wolverine though.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that he donned his yellow costume and everything.
But as far as what's your knowledge on like comic book origin, maybe different phases they've gone through?
I'm not a big Marvel fan, so I never read any of the comic books on Marvel. So yeah, I come from that perspective.
There you go.
But okay, some background. I did like the first Deadpool. I thought the first Deadpool was very clever and funny, and I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, I can't even remember anymore.
It's the one with Cable and
Yeah,
team of superheroes.
X-Force. Don't you
Yeah.
remember how they all
X-Force,
died? Sam, you
yes.
love it when people die.
yes, I do love it when people die.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
That whole part
not
of
enough
that
people
movie was
died in
great.
this.
But yeah, so you don't really remember Deadpool 2.
So, yeah, I mean,
Interestingly enough, if I may, real quick, I think that's going to be kind of like maybe this film's legacy is how much it impacts people, and it really comes down to how well you were invested with these movies.
Yeah.
Going into it versus kind of the casual goer,
Right.
You know, and I feel like this maybe where our overall conversation is going to go.
Oh, this movie was definitely a fan. What do you call those movies?
fan service.
Fan service with a capital F. Because if you're not familiar with comics or the cartoon, maybe even somewhat familiar, but I mean, a lot of the stuff in this movie was for those who really know Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, and I can appreciate it for what it is in that sense. For me, honestly, like what really brought this movie down for me is the story. I felt like there wasn't much of a story. It's just the
Fan service.
And you have Deadpool. I'm not. It's also there's some questions I have. Hopefully, maybe you can answer for me.
You watched Loki, right?
Yeah, I watched Loki.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with the TVA. Let's just get into it. So because I kind of want to jump around. I don't know if we want to go
No.
from beginning to end.
No.
Jumping around has not gone well with us in the past.
Do you want to
because
go
we
from
missed
the
stuff.
beginning?
We go in
Yes,
order.
and Ubla was gracious enough to take notes.
I
Okay.
tried my best. As soon as I got out of my movie theater, I busted out my phone and I started just writing down notes from what I remember in order.
Oh, by
So-
the way, this is Thursday night. We all saw this movie today.
yes. A few hours ago for all three of us.
Start from the beginning then. Go.
So it starts off like other
With-
Deadpool movies have started off, which is it's now become a Deadpool norm, which is it starts off a few minutes after a scene. And it's in this particular movie, it starts off with him visiting the site of Logan's burial. Logan from the 2017 movie. And he's directly addressing the fans, which is something that was really on the internet for a long time was, how are they going to pull this off while still respecting the Logan legacy and how those movies ended? I hope they don't disrespect that part. And he just comes straight out and says, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. And he digs up fucking Logan's fucking bare body.
Yeah.
And he starts using his adamantium fucking skeleton, first as a puppet talking to him, and then B, the TVA shows up right off the back.
Yeah.
And then he uses Logan's adamantium skeleton as a weapon.
Weaponry.
Which, by the way, there was an error there because he easily breaks his ribs, which are adamantium. How the hell does fucking Deadpool easily break adamantium fucking
like
ribs?
his I was under the impression he ripped off the rib, not part of it.
Oh, I thought he snapped it in half.
still
Either way, it's
ripping it off,
adamantium.
ripping
Yeah,
it off
his
is like-
adamantium covers all of his skeleton. So
I mean, well, not his tendons.
I guess. I don't think there was tendons. I think it was all
Exactly,
bones.
yeah.
Anyway, it cuts to this amazing scene of him. No.
my God,
Actually,
the
it doesn't
opening
start off.
credits.
Yeah.
It's
No,
the
but
opening,
it's
then-
not. No. It's not right away. Right after the TVA shows up, he says, "Oh, I guess you're wondering how I got here." Not those exact words. But he flashes back to...
That's after the entire fight happens. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
after the
Because
fight.
he dons the claws, and then that's when it pauses.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
And
that's
then
right.
we go
that's
into
right.
his
Yes.
into his anus, and then that goes
Yep.
into the back.
Yes.
Forth.
There's a lot
There's
of
gonna
fourth
be a
wall.
lot
There's
of
a lot of
references,
fourth
yeah.
wall breaking, which...
I mean, okay, so this is the thing with me because I feel like the jokes were very predictable to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to who Deadpool the character is now,
Right,
and like
at
the
this
first
point.
movie it was new.
Yeah.
A lot of the jokes were very much a surprise.
Yeah.
So with this movie, like a lot of it was just like, yep, he's gonna say something like that. Yeah.
He's going to break the fourth wall
yeah.
for sure. I mean,
I was
that's...
like, yeah. I was like, yeah. So I honestly didn't laugh as much in this movie that
Yeah.
I was like hoping to laugh.
Right.
There was some good jokes. Some of the cameos made me smile.
I think that's more on you, man.
I think so,
don't
too.
I
know.
think that's more on you setting your
just-
standards too high and walking into a third movie of a franchise and saying, I'm going to experience something totally new. They're going to break away
I need everything
from
fresh.
1 and 2.
No, but
That
if
was
it's
a
not
success.
fresh, then the jokes have to be set up in a certain way where I can't predict what the punchline is gonna be.
It's very difficult to do that.
And then because many of the punchlines felt so predictable,
Yeah, they were. It was a lot of low-hanging fruit.
It wasn't funny a lot of the times. It wasn't funny.
I
like
think
the opening credits to me. Like it was very reminiscent of the original opening credits,
Yeah.
you know. Except
Yeah.
you know you have NSYNC. He's doing the
He's doing
bye
his
bye
dance
bye.
moves,
Dancing.
yeah.
That
Doing
was
his
something
dance.
new. That was something fresh.
Yeah,
Sam.
but he's done dances in other in other things.
not while fighting.
Yeah, not the way
Not
they did it.
choreographed.
I guess.
Not the way they did it in this one. No, I can.
Yeah, he
again,
breaks and he does his dance. Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
If you walk into part three of a movie franchise,
But you're making an
expecting-
excuse and saying that like,
No,
you should
that's not
you
so much
should
an
not
excuse. It's
you
more
should
of
not
like
expect fresh jokes. You should expect
Because
the
no,
same
Sam,
jokes over and
no,
over.
look,
again.
not at all.
In the first one, it's just the slow motion
So-
of all
so-
the things that are crashing.
So this
That
is
was
like
the opening, and then in the
In this
second
one-
film, it's him
Still.
dancing all over these bullets.
so Sam.
the third one,
if I can
he's
put it in
actually
perspective-
fighting and doing the credits. So this is
It's a mix.
this.
It's
No, this keeps topping it.
okay.
If
really,
I'm saying
it
I
topped-
haven't seen anything
it
new.
t- I don't
This
think it
topped
topped
all
it.
of that.
Nah,
If I can put it in perspective for you, Sam, this is like saying Godfather 3 was cool, but like we get it. They're in the mafia and they're Italian. Like they're just doing that. I wanted something fresh. Like
No,
maybe
no, no.
change their cuisine.
No. That's not what
maybe
I'm saying.
add a new mob boss. Like
That's-
we get
what
it
I'm
already.
saying is like the damn
It's
jokes
the
could have been
family-
better.
The family
The jokes could
mafia.
have been better.
The
Why did
killings
it-
could
the
have been
jokes
better.
could have been better.
In part 3. They
The-
choked the guy. We've seen that
the
already.
killings were fine. The
Maybe
killings
bring
were
out-
fine.
maybe
They're
bring out-
awesome. That was
Maybe
so
bring
brutal.
out a chainsaw
They
for
were
Godfather
fine.
3.
They were
awesome.
You basically this
I'm
is what you
saying
sound
they were
like.
fine.
Fine is fine. You were not
Look,
saying
look.
that before. You were saying that
That's
it
what I
fell
said.
short.
I said that the movie was fine.
No.
it was
Replay
fine.
it. You never said that.
Is
Replay it, Noel.
Fine. That's what I said. This movie
Right,
was
replay
fine.
it, Noel.
Anyway, yeah.
Noel,
Noel
why
wasn't
aren't
here.
you replaying it?
Anyways, let's get back to the movie
Where
because
are you, Noel?
we haven't even gone to the credits. I told this is why I wanted to jump around.
We're still doing structure, but you stepped
So he
in.
kills a bunch of the
Yeah, and
TVA
it's
people.
epic and
And then
awesome.
it goes back to you find out, okay, regardless, that scene happens. You find out that Wade Wilson has been trying to live a normal life. His girlfriend.
Wait, but hold on.
Vanessa.
Because
Rebecca?
it flashes back to 2018, March something of 2018.
He actually, it's
Where-
Earth 616.
Yeah, where I don't know how he fucking gets there. I don't
His
know if it's
time
the
travel
same.
watch.
How did he get the time travel watch again?
He left Deadpool
steals
2.
it from cable.
Okay, see, I don't even fucking remember this.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I fucking did. I even watch Deadpool 2?
You had to have watched it.
Anyways,
You had to have watched it.
So
I would hope you did.
So, anyways,
It cuts to a scene of
so
him.
he goes. He's going back.
talking.
He's talking to
Happy Hogan.
Yeah, Happy Hogan.
He's talking
from
about how he
Hogan's
fell
Heroes.
hard.
And
He's like, there was a moment where I went and I tried something bigger and it didn't go as
he wants to
planned.
matter. He wants to join the Avengers because he wants to be something that matters and
Right.
everything.
And he interviews
Hogan-
with Happy Hogan,
Yeah.
which I was confused. During this interview, do they hint at Tony Stark being alive still?
This is before. This is like
No, he's dead.
No. This is before
No.
he dies. This is because this is before he dies. He's still alive in this particular
so
moment.
Arturo, you look
They're going
frustrated
back
because
in
they're-
time.
No, I'm not frustrated.
But they reference like, oh, the big guy doesn't sit these anymore, and he's all like, no, he has other stuff to get to.
Yeah,
Like
he's
that, at
alive.
no point do they reference like, may he rest in peace.
No, that's true. You're right. I took
This
it
is
when
before-
they had like the proof of Tony Stark has a heart.
A heart, yeah.
So they used that for his funeral.
For his funeral,
So
they
that's-
put it on
but
the
you're right.
casket,
This
yeah.
timeline, it's before.
You
Infinity
guys don't
War.
think I pay attention, but this is actually before
No, I knew.
Thanos.
I was
Yeah.
with you. I
Before
was with
Thanos
you.
goes in.
And look
there.
how easily we solved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
all right.
he goes.
I'm
he
just
go-
saying. I'm the
he's
guy who doesn't-
interviewing. He's interviewing, and Happy
give you a brownie point, Sam.
Happy
Thank
basically.
you. Thank you.
Happy basically tells him you're not fucking cut out.
Yeah,
for the
you're not
job.
cut out.
You're not. So that bums him out. He goes back home
To his
And
world, to his universe.
universe, to his world,
And then
he
it
becomes a
flashes
used
forward
car
6
salesman.
years,
Yes.
and he's just a car salesman. He's got a wig on and everything like
Which he
that.
stapled on.
Which he
He
stapled
staples
on.
on
To
and-
make it
and
look
he's-
as real as possible.
He's working with Peter, whom you remember from Deadpool 2.
Uh-huh.
Robert
He's
Downey,
he's
yeah.
he's the
He has a
non-superpowered
great mustache.
X-Force member. Awesome mustache. But
You should cosplay as him, Uble.
I don't have the skin tone. Anyway, so they're working together. His life is somewhat mediocre. He goes back to his apartment.
He's giving up the Deadpool life.
Yeah.
He's
We
giving
find
up
out
the
it's his
Merc life.
birthday.
It's his birthday. There's a surprise birthday. And this was a shock to me where
We find out
he's not with Vanessa anymore.
It hurt me, man.
I'm sure it hurt you.
It did.
Yeah, he's not with Vanessa
Yes.
anymore because of that. Because of he was
So that
happy
didn't
with.
happen in Deadpool 2.
No.
Okay,
At
good,
the end of Deadpool
good.
2,
I'm
they
not
were
in-
together.
This takes place afterwards.
I'm not
Yes.
entirely insane. I was like,
No, you were like, what
many
the fuck?
parts in this movie. I was like,
What?
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
no. It really.
No. This was a shock to all the moviegoers.
It's really because I wanted to ask, real quick side note, did you watch any of the films leading up to the, like...
Yeah, Deadpool 2, I only
I didn't
made
watch
it up to
anything.
the point where they're like trying to rescue the kid from the convoy. That's how far I made it. And then I wasn't able to continue
Nice.
watching it.
I've done a slow binge since March.
I saw your post, man. You've been watching a lot of movies. You've been
I mean,
busy.
well, again, it was a slow binge
Yeah.
since March. It was like every 2 weeks I would
Yeah.
watch a movie with Wolverine. It wasn't all the X-Men, just the ones with Wolverine.
No, I saw all the
and
pictures.
Deadpools, yeah.
How was Bridges of Madison County included in that? Because I saw you posted a picture of in your movie list. You were like
Well,
Bridges of Madison County. preparing
Clint
for
Eastwood
Deadpool.
was Wolverine in
That's true. That's
Earth,
true. In Earth
135.
Yeah. Yep.
Clearly.
There you go. That's how.
Well, he
I
was
get it
based
now.
on Clint Eastwood, from what I remember.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's right.
So
bud.
anyway, he has a birthday party. It's a surprise. Everyone's there. Mohinder,
Dopinder.
Dopinder. What did I say? Mohinder? That's from Heroes TV show.
I would hope so.
It
What
is.
is the name of the chick who has a very long name? Something.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Thank you.
The
Yes,
third.
yes. The third. Yes.
And then you have the guy that's made of iron,
Colossus.
steel,
Colossus.
Colossus.
Organic Steel, yes.
Colossus is there as well. They're all there
Get it
except
right.
for
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is there.
the guy who ran the bar. I remember
Oh,
hearing
yeah,
about that.
that's-
He was
Yu-Gi-Oh
just
is there. And he didn't bring his cards with him.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
I'm
One
sorry.
letter.
Negasonic
One letter.
Warhead's girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, let's move on from that. He's doing it, and then the TBA
TVA shows up.
Blind Al is there too, and she wants to do cocaine with him.
That's
Yes,
true. I
yes.
love the part where they're talking about all the different nicknames they call it. For Devil's
Yes.
Dandruff.
Do you want to build a snowman? Yes,
do you
but I
wanna-
can't.
Yeah.
Apparently,
So-
Disney didn't allow them to do cocaine on. That was the only thing they were not okay with.
The TVA shows up
Interesting.
and they're like, Wade
He did it in the
Wilson,
second movie.
you need to come with us.
And
And they
he
take
thinks
him
they're
with him.
strippers.
Yeah, that whole exchange. Again, we're going over a lot of hilarious, at least to us. Maybe not to Sam because his sense of humor is that of a mortician. But
I have a, great
lot
sense of humor.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm the
you do.
only one who crosses lines on this
Oh
podcast.
yes, you do. Yes,
I
you
cross
do.
lines, damn it.
I had to explain.
And then
like
I have
10
to cut
jokes.
them because you guys get like, oh no,
That's
you
not
can't put
humor.
this. You
Humor
can't put
is
this
not-
on the screen.
Wait,
Humor is
Sam,
not how
that's
edgy
way
you
too.
can be.
But that's
Humor
it.
is not how edgy you
but
can be.
then-
I think we
this
just found
Deadpool is
out
not
why
even
you don't
edgy.
have a sense of humor, Sam. You think just being controversial is funny.
Oh,
Sounds like,
no, it's
yeah.
not about being controversial. I'm
You just
I'm about
bragged all
clever
about
goddamn
it.
jokes.
You just bragged about it. You guys have to censor
Listen,
me.
I'm gonna be
can't
honest
e-
with you, man. Your jokes are not
I
that funny.
can,
Your jokes
I
are
am
not
a
that
fucking
funny.
great comedian.
You're
How
like
dare
the
you?
Gilbert Godfrey of comedy.
That's a compliment to me.
No, to you. To you. To many, it would be an insult. But what I'm trying to say is
Yes,
there's
yes,
a lot of jokes, a lot of
He
references,
confuses
a lot
them
of
for strippers.
a lot of
like-
quips.
And I'm just like, hurry the fuck up and
course you
get on
are.
with this.
Yeah,
Get on with
you
it.
we
are.
were over here laughing and having a great time.
The
Mr. fucking
best-
wet blanket over
No,
here.
no. The best joke in this movie was when they
Let's
were
hear it.
grabbing his crotch and then slapping his ass when they were changing his costume.
I think
that
you were
was
channeling.
fucking hilarious.
I think you were
Sam, if
channeling
that's
there.
the only thing you found hilarious, I think we need to have a different
Yeah.
conversation.
That was
Is
hilarious.
that why you Googled his tailor? Because you wanted to go to that tailor, Sam?
or be
I
that
did.
Taylor.
Or
that
be
also
that
says
Taylor.
a lot, Sam.
I do want to be that Taylor.
So-
I would
so
love to. I would love to grab
he
Ryan
agrees-
Reynolds' crotch any
he-
day and slap his
I'm
ass.
sure you
multiple
would.
times.
He agrees to go to the TVA.
He doesn't
shows
agree.
up.
They force him.
Well,
That's true.
He goes.
They pull him up behind.
And that's
Yeah.
where we meet
Oh, that's right.
Paradox.
They put him-
That's where we meet Paradox.
yes, a.k.a. Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
I do
greatest
know.
Jane Austen novel /
I do know
movie of
Pride
all
and Prejudice. There's just been so many versions of it. I'm not,
Time. Well,
I'm not
I'm
even
talking
sure.
about the 2005 version.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Starring Paradox and Keira Knightley.
Yeah,
Oh.
stupid.
Who I have tattooed on my
Okay.
bicep.
So this is one of my first questions. If you could help me clear this up, because when they get to the TVA,
Yes.
I did not understand where within the timeline relative to Loki where we are, because How is
After.
it that nobody is fucking paying attention to this guy who's going rogue within the TVA when you have Loki who's supposed to be in control of all of the multiverse at this point? If we're past
Well,
that
they
part,
haven't-
but yeah, they're still sort of like destroying timelines. There's still a sacred timeline at all. I thought that whole thing was completely destroyed, and we were basically accepting the multiverse, and there is no sacred timeline, and the multiverse just needs to go as it is, as it goes naturally. So why I just this whole storyline with Paradox being even allowed to do anything
The way
in the TVA was very hard for me to believe, considering what we saw in Loki, which I thought was a great fucking show, by the way.
Great show.
As we, and I don't know, I almost, that was one of the things that really irked me, because it felt like they were basically ignoring Loki and just kind of doing, there was this guy who's just kind of going rogue within the TVA, and none of the leaders are like wise to any of this. Like, where's Owen Wilson in this whole thing? Where, the other characters?
He asked, with him, I'll answer this right now. He asked for too much money. And Uble, feel free to
He asked for too much money.
Oh, really? Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
Fucking Deadpool should have said that. God damn it, it would have explained something. It's
So the
Uble's
way,
chomping at the bit. You go for
Well,
it.
just the way I took it-
now there's. I'm sorry. It's
Now
just-
you know how I feel.
No, you're
You
not.
better feel
I'm
this
fine with it. No, I'm fine with Sam
and then
getting it all out.
there's this fucking machine that's destroying that.
All right,
that
no,
they
let's stay in
somehow-
order. Stay in order. Stay in order.
No,
Yeah,
it's all explained within this whole,
Yeah, I know.
this whole
But
moment.
your first question was, where does this fall
Where,
in the
yeah.
timeline of Loki? And now you're talking about the machine. I want to talk
Okay,
about the timeline
tell me
part.
where are we? Where are
The
we?
way I took it is there's a part where they reference specifically, I think it's the girl from the Loki TV show.
Hunter,
the one who,
yeah.
Hunter. She stayed in charge after the series of the Loki TV shows, which
Yeah.
leads me to believe this is all taking place after that.
Yes.
So Loki is already a god where he's like overseeing all the timelines. Overseeing.
keeping the
I don't think-
multiverse.
I
He's
don't
keeping
think-
the multiverse
right,
intact.
Right, but I don't think at the end of Loki they established anything about his extent of control. Like, is he pruning his own universes?
Well, the
is he
thing
just
is-
overseeing it to make sure that, like, is he all knowing at this point?
From what I understood from the end of Loki, is that they were no longer pruning timelines anymore.
They're
And
not.
they bring it up in the movie.
They do bring it up, but he does say that they are allowing the timelines to die whenever I'll get into the whole thing about the anchor baby. I mean the anchor being or whatever. The anchor being the being a
I
thing.
like that.
But like the whole thing with at the end of Loki, all they're trying to do is get rid of all the other Kangs, right? That's what they're establishing. We got to go and get rid of all the other Kangs and make sure that he doesn't become what he ends up becoming and so on.
So again,
The end of Loki really puts Loki, in my opinion, on a level like the Watcher. He's
Yes.
now holding things in place.
Right.
He's not necessarily jumping in like he used to. Why? Because if he leaves that throne, then chaos ensues. He's just holding everything together.
Right. I
That's why
also saw it as that.
Things like this can still potentially
And also,
happen.
like,
But it
I
made it
also-
seem
like,
like
he's-
they were still trying to get at these
Well, clearly Paradox is
rogue
trying to get
timeline people, right?
Yeah, and clearly
right.
he was caught.
So and
this
there's a
is- it
scene
looks
where
like-
Hunter
yeah.
says, like, who's in charge of that district?
Paradox.
It sounds like the TVA is just like any management, fucking corporate level. Is
There's too much
branched into-
bureaucracy.
There's too much bureaucracy. Is you're in charge of that district of space and timelines, and I'll be in charge of this. The events of Loki may have, I don't know this for sure, this one district that
Yes, I agree. I'm getting another beer. I'm
oh
listening. I agree.
yeah.
Deadpool's gonna get another beer.
May have been this one district. What do we do without our producer?
I know. We
If our
miss you,
producer
Noel.
was here, we could have just been like, "Can we just? I'm thirsty." No, I had a backup.
I'll take
Just in
another
case.
805.
Yeah,
That's a
So-
great ass, by the way.
it's America's ass. And
No, that's
Mexico's.
not America's ass.
No, that's more like probably Mexico's ass.
Only Captain America has America's ass.
Yeah, only Captain America has America's ass. That's
Yeah.
more like Canada's ass
Yeah.
because he's Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds would
Oh,
be
thank
Canada's
you.
Appreciate
ass.
the compliment.
Thank you.
So that's the way I took the ending of Loki, which is Loki is not necessarily controlling the timelines. He's more of like watching them, and he knows enough to know, like, okay, I know how this is gonna end. because I know the timelines and I'm all knowing. Because I have
it just
all the
feels very convenient that there's this epic.
Regardless.
There's this universe-ending thing happening, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna going ahead of myself, where you have this villain who's about to destroy all the universes.
It's not a universe; it's a timeline.
No,
And
what ends up happening.
There's so many.
Yeah, we're aware that there's so many. Yes, but you have the situation where it could lead to a. I'm getting Loki seems to have become some kind of god who is seeing everything here.
We're getting distracted now.
But okay, fine. Let's leave that to
I want
the
to stick
side.
to the events of this movie. So for viewers, where we left off before we went on this tangent, Wade Wilson gets abducted by the TVA
and
from
Arturo's
his
ass.
surprise birthday party. Yeah, that was very distracting as well. It's not gonna damn sexy, Arturo.
We're in the TVA now. You don't have to go back to the birthday.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing
We're in the
at all.
TVA.
So they're in the
Nothing at
TVA,
all.
and
Nothing at
Deadpool
all.
finds out.
Paradox basically tells Deadpool, hey, I know you've wanted this for a long time, but we're giving you this chance. You can now join the sacred timeline. You will join the Avengers.
Yeah.
And they play on the monitors all the scenes of the actual timeline.
Got me all emotional.
They show fucking Captain America. He even salutes Captain America because of how excited he is to see him.
I heard sniffling in my theater.
So I didn't.
Coming from me.
So
There was
I hope you cover your mouth, man,
It's just-
because that shit's fucking rampant right now. The cold. If you heard sniffling,
From
that was
tears.
probably from tears.
My tears.
Anyway.
I was emotional.
yes.
So
he
he's
sees,
super excited.
and he sees Thor and himself.
Right.
and
What was that scene about?
Oh,
Well,
so that
we-
was cool. All right, I found out that
that
was
becomes
actually
a running joke.
It was alternate footage, or like where like Chris Hemsworth like overacts on purpose that Loki's dying.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
what they
yeah.
used.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
So the clever way of getting.
I
a
thought they were
cameo
like
there.
hinting at a future scene from
It
the
becomes a running
Avengers
joke
8
throughout the movie, where like
He wakes up to
what
Thor,
does Thor say to him? But
So anyway,
anyway,
they offer him
big,
the shop.
The big
What-
thing. Let's we got to keep moving here.
I know. I'm
You
getting to
are.
the point where
The
you like
big-
it.
Stop
the
cutting
big-
him off.
I know, but he's re-explaining things, and
I'm
we're
not
not
re-explaining
moving
it.
forward.
I'm
You were
saying he got offered
You
this
were gonna
job.
go back to the birthday thing.
No, he
No,
weren't.
that was just a quick reference. Where we left off before you guys fucking went on the
You
tangent.
missed on the whole thing about the anchor
Oh
being.
my God, let's go back.
The anchor being
Yes.
Logan.
Yes.
Who is killed in Logan.
I want you to talk about your favorite part, which is the Taylor part, which happened
Wait, hold on.
before you interrupted.
We already went
That's
through that.
true, he did.
Let's go through the actual story
Really
elements.
great suit, by the way. I thought
It was a
great.
great suit. He
The
did
bright
look
I
fucking-
really like
Ryan,
the red.
Ryan Reynolds really fills that suit in.
Yes,
I have
he
to
does.
say,
Does, man.
Good for
I
him.
will
I mean,
say,
magnificent.
The suit is made for him.
Yeah, and yeah.
But so he accepts
Anyway,
the job. He says
going
yes.
back to what we were saying is, so Paradox tells him that apparently there are these things called anchor beings, which,
Yes.
by the way, I did not like that at all whatsoever. It's very convenient,
That happens
but
after.
whatever.
That happens after
No,
the
it
Taylor
happens
part.
during this whole thing.
After
where
the
he's
Taylor part.
Okay, I'm trying to tell to the fucking part about the anchor being.
gonna be here for 2 hours.
The anchor being is Logan, who sacrifices himself, and apparently with each timeline, if your anchor being dies, then your timeline begins to
It withers away.
deteriorate and disintegrate into nothing and destroys itself. So that's what he's telling Deadpool, that his universe
Over a
is
span
about
of
to die.
1,000 years. No, not about to die. It
Yeah.
usually takes thousands of years
but
after the anchor
he doesn't
being
want to
dies.
wait for that shit because he doesn't.
Paradox is like, nah, I'm a man. I
It-
know we're not pruning universes and timelines, but
Yeah,
I don't
he-
have time to wait.
and
I'm
apparent-
gonna fucking prune it
And
myself.
apparently he has this machine that will destroy the timeline,
Which
just
he
like this
created
within
on
a-
his own.
Yes.
Because he
somehow
doesn't
under
agree.
the TVA.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
doesn't agree with the TVA's policy, which is we're no longer pruning
Sam,
things.
you're acting as if like underground shit like this doesn't happen in real life when there are things in
When you
control,
have
supposedly.
gods,
How many gods?
There's fucking Loki. Loki
Right.
is watching everything.
He's
Unless-
watching. He's watching. He's not controlling.
And then you
Could
also
you
have-
imagine the complexity of Loki having
And
to
then
show
you
up
also have
in every timeline?
Kiwi Kwan's character, who's what was his name? His character?
Who would you say?
Ki
What?
Kwan. Ki Kwan.
Ki Kwan from
Ki Kwan.
Oh,
Loki. His character
yeah. Oh
is
my
also
God.
around. Who
What was
is
his name? He was so awesome.
But he's in a different district.
whatever. Yeah, he's on the other side of the office, so he just doesn't.
Yeah, he's in a
How many
different-
times do you not cross
he's
the hall?
TVA North.
Anyway,
We're on TVA South.
Yeah.
stupid. You fucking dumbass.
I love it.
It's clearly two
Anyways,
different offices.
Okay, fine,
Yeah, it
fine.
happens a lot, man.
So that
will drive
is
to
the
one
reason
location
why
by accident.
Deadpool decides that he needs to go find another Wolverine to replace the Wolverine that died in his universe.
Well, see,
Well, he does that on his own.
Yeah, Paradox gives it. See, you're fucking it up. for
I'm
the
telling the fucking story.
No,
man.
No,
but that's
you're
not how it
getting it
happens. You're
wrong.
making
Okay,
it
tell
seem
me
like
how am I wrong? Tell me
you're
how am I
making
wrong.
it
Because
seem
he
like
goes-
Paradox tells him this is what you need to do.
Yeah, no.
Paradox tells him either you leave your dying timeline and join Sacred World, or you go back to your
Join the
dying
TVA.
timeline
So he said,
and
"Fuck
die.
this, I'm
And
gonna
Ryan
go
Reynolds,
save
Wade
Logan."
Wilson is like, you know
Yes,
what?
yes.
I have my own plan. I'm gonna go
I
bring.
said that.
No,
I
you
talked
didn't.
about the
No, you
anchor.
didn't.
I talked about the anchor being
Right.
dying and his
But you're
universe is
making
dying.
it- you're making
That's
it
why
seem-
he's deciding to do it because he doesn't want his
You're
universe
right.
to die.
Okay, he's deciding it outside of the options the TVA is giving him. For someone who hasn't watched the movie, or for someone who has watched the movie, they know that it didn't happen because the TVA said, Wade Wilson, you need to go find us another Wolverine to replace the
Yeah,
prime being.
I never said that part.
Dude,
But you made it seem that
that's
way,
what you made
though.
it seem like.
And
you got
guys,
mad about it. You're like, yeah.
the
That's the
logic.
only-
You
the
guys
only
are not
reason why
following
I'm
the
trying
logic.
to bring up the only reason why I brought it up is because that's how it happened. It wasn't because
That's
the
how
movie.
it Captain.
That's how it happened. It wasn't because the writing set it up that way. It's because Ryan Reynolds, Wade Wilson decided, you know what? Fuck your options of me joining Sacred Timeline or going back to die in my timeline. I'm going to offer my own solution, which is find my own Logan, bring him to that timeline where he was the prime being and problem fixed.
And drop him off.
Drop him
Yes.
off.
Yeah, that was literally
so
his plan.
He steals
So
their
then he
time
jumps-
fucking calculator.
And he jumps through all these universes.
And
Which
he
gives
goes-
us so many great Wolverine
That's where
cameos.
I wanted to get to.
Oh
The
my
montage.
god.
The
montage
Okay.
of...
So when he enters the bar with the first Wolverine, I immediately clapped and just got excited
Yeah.
to see Hugh Jackman once again. And the fact that they made him
It was comic
book
height accurate. Yeah.
I love that so much.
See, that probably went over Sam's head.
No,
because Sam...
I understood the joke. It was fine.
It was it was hilarious.
I'm fine with
because
fine. No,
in the
I'm okay with
comics,
fine.
he's 5'3". And there's always been like a small minority, a very loud
like Kevin Hart
minority
size.
of
Sorry,
fans
Kevin
that
Hart.
say, no, he needs to be short. Hugh Jackman's way too tall. They need to find a shorter actor. And it would look ridiculous if they actually found a 5'3"
Anyway, they did
actor
a
who's
good-
that brawny
Yeah.
to be Wolverine.
They
So-
did a great job with
so
that
good.
short Logan.
and then they gave us all these additional comic book references. And me,
I have
as
the
a
list of
fan,
them.
fucking, I saw Old Man Logan. I saw the cover of Uncanny X-Men where he's on the crucifix. I saw
with
Age
all
of
the
X
skulls.
That was a good one.
Wolverine. Like, oh my god,
the original, the original
brown
cart, the
outfit.
original, brown
And then
outfit,
you-
and that's where we get the Hulk cameo.
Yes,
There was a
which
Hulk
was,
cameo.
Oh my god.
Even Deadpool says it. And if you're not familiar with the comics or anything
So
else,
Yes,
Wolverine's
yes.
first appearance was in a Hulk comic book.
Yes, yes.
and that's
I
where
got all that
he's
part.
wearing that, and that's Hulk.
I got it. I got it.
And then you get
aroused as the rest of us.
listen,
No,
and then
Yes.
this,
it's
in this
fine.
part-
It's
no,
fine.
it's fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
okay. I'm not trying to
I'm
say
not saying
aroused.
it's there. It's fine.
Because
Look,
it just finds this house like such an insult.
I
out
don't.
Of your
I
mouth.
guess
No,
I
you
don't get.
shouldn't.
I don't
No,
get
I'm not
aroused.
insulted.
I don't get aroused by a comic book reference.
Listen, if anything,
I don't-
if anything, that's a high praise coming from Sam.
I guess.
Someone who isn't a comic
you know
book
what I get
fan-
aroused by is when the main character dies. That's what I get aroused by.
Nah. Sam's just fucking disappointed that they didn't live next to a
No,
Nazi
no.
concentration camp. He's
Yeah,
like, if
I
they
was.
would have, if at the end of this movie they were living next to a Nazi concentration camp, I
That's
would have
it.
been like, oh, this is fucking art.
This is
Oscar!
Academy Award winning.
Give
right
it the
now.
Oscar.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
what you would have said.
Uble, you understand me.
yes,
how
but we
is
get
someone-
we get to the best cameo.
wait,
Yes.
The best cameo.
Every cameo. Yes.
Yes, the
So
cavalry.
you see him walking up to this Logan who's working on a motorcycle, and it stretches it out a bit.
and I,
like,
I,
it
it
shows
like
him-
his physique looks a little different. I was thinking.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, he kind of looks
But
like
he's
the
wearing
Witcher.
the iconic white muscle shirt.
Yes.
And a
You
fucking
see it from
jeans.
behind.
And you're like, okay, where are you going with this? Hurry the fuck up. And he turns around and it's Henry
Fucking
motherfucking Superman Cavill.
Yes.
That's who is playing Logan. And fucking Wade Wilson tries to get him to join and fucking,
Tells
of
him to
course,
fuck off.
Yeah.
tells him to
Like-
fuck off and he kills him.
Again, that was such an additional layer of references because for the longest time, there's always been
People
this
were always
fan
like,
rumors
yeah,
like he's
Henry
playing Wolverine or
Cavill.
a variant. He's gonna take over.
I'm
And it's
surprised it
like-
wasn't Harry Potter actor. What's his name?
Daniel Radcliffe. I
Daniel
remember that too.
Radcliffe, yeah.
that was another one.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
he was gonna also be
Taron
showing up in
Egerton,
this
I
movie.
remember was another one too.
Yeah.
But,
Do you also get
yeah.
90s Logan with the fucking huge 90s hair?
Yeah, it was
Weapon X,
Age
slogan
of
with
X.
these
Yeah,
Agent X, and that part was great.
Patch gambling with the white suit.
Gambling with the white suit and the eye patch.
Oh,
See,
so good.
Sam is expressionless
So fucking
because
good.
this is more for the comic book reader. Even for not even the reader, more like I'd never read those comics, all of them at least, but I know enough about the Wolverine character to know that these were iconic phases of his character over the fucking last 20 years,
and that's
30 years.
Yes, and I love that this film gave us those opportunities.
Yeah,
you know,
it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. You're
It was
never gonna
fine.
fucking see this. Listen, you're never gonna fucking see this outside
ever.
of these movies. So they were like, "Fucking here, you fucking nerds!
I'm never gonna
take
get
this fucking
yes,
fan
yes,
service.
Here you go. Here you go.
Go use your special sock and fucking shut the fuck up
they
already."
Literally said at some
Yeah,
point.
they said that.
I did like that joke. That was a good joke.
So anyway,
Let's
they
move
go
on.
back-
So
he finally finds one.
finds
Yeah.
he finally
Finds
finds
a
the
Wolverine,
Wolverine.
yeah, at a
Okay,
bar.
can we move
He's a
on?
drunk, yes,
Are
let's
we gonna
go.
get to some story here?
This is building up a
We're
story.
only 30
This is why you didn't like it because you didn't give this part the fucking credit it was due.
It was
you.
fine.
Finally
Thank
finds
you.
It was fine, guys. It's
for you. It was
I
fine.
don't understand.
For us,
this
it
is
was
what Marvel.
amazing.
This is Marvel.
Can
It's
you
just a
say-
bunch of
can you at
fucking
least-
cameos,
can you at least-
references.
Hey,
There's
Sam,
no story.
Can you
getting
at
there.
least accept
We're
that
getting
something
there.
that is fine for
The
you
story is over.
might
This
be
is
good for other
No.
people? though?
We've given the story. The story
No,
is
we're not.
How is this any different from
Deadpool
your?
is trying to
Hello?
find Wolverine to save his own universe.
And
That's
then
the
there's-
story.
Listen,
There's
imagine if
nothing
I
else.
was like, that movie, dude, sure, there's a lawyer. They're trying to find out if she killed her husband. That's it. It should have ended in the first 5 minutes. No fucking Oscar praise for that piece of shit movie.
Titanic. We all knew it was
they're
gonna sink.
gathering
Who gives a
evidence.
shit?
They're building a case.
I love it.
Who cares?
This is great.
This is bullshit. It's just that you're very
move on with
selective.
okay, let's move on.
So he finds Logan, and this is where our story keeps
They
developing.
go back to the TVA.
Because what happens with this Logan? He's considered the worst.
He's the worst
Why?
Logan
It's
version.
something we find out throughout the course of the movie.
Well, they go back to the TVA.
He takes him with
and
him,
he's
yeah.
like, here you go. Here's the solution to the problem. And Paradox is like, what makes you fucking think you can replace prime fucking being Logan with this piece of shit who gave up his own world to save himself? Fuck no. Prune you, prune Logan. They prune them
Yes.
into
They go
the
to the
fucking,
void.
The fucking
void
void.
to the void.
yes.
Which
And
is
that's-
very Mad Maxy, but they can't say that for IP reasons.
Yeah, but they did
He
say
did
Furiosa.
say it.
He
He
did
did
say
say
it.
it.
They did say they did say
yeah.
Mad Max and Furiosa.
I'm quoting the movie.
It's fair use.
But this is where the nerds
'Cause the
busted
parody.
out. This is where the nerds
You're
busted
not
out their
wrong. I
special
like
sock.
how you were- yeah.
This is where the nerds
Oh,
busted out their
yeah.
special sock because you get your very first full-on fight between Deadpool and Logan and
Oh,
Wolverine.
fuck yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. Both people with regenerative powers, both wielding sharp objects, both without fucking
Stabby.
caring about. Yeah, there was a lot of stabbing, a lot of blood.
And he had, I love the upgrade that he had adamantium sword, so it allowed him to be
Yes,
able to
yes,
hang
yes.
with it.
Disney budget. He mentions that. He says, this is very cool with the Disney budget. This Fox would have
true.
never pulled these strings. Adamantium swords? Fuck yeah. Thank you, Disney. That shit was hilarious. Now, this is the part where I kind of get sketchy because I wasn't sure. Is this the part where the Human Torch comes out? Well,
The human.
A little
no,
later. But yes.
so
after they
yeah,
fight,
fighting.
and then
After, yeah.
we get another cameo, which is a bigger cameo.
Sabertooth.
Which, no,
No,
before that.
before
Before
that.
that.
Before
I'll
that.
let you.
Sabertooth happens when
introduce.
they're already at the camp.
Come on, Chris Evans. Come on.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
that's what he's saying. Yeah,
that's what I'm
Tony Storm.
saying.
I know.
That's
yeah.
where.
So
that's
well,
where
they fight first. They fight
They
first.
fight first, and then
Which is meaningless. Nothing happens out
and
of it.
you get
And then,
a shadowy figure in a hood.
and okay. So when I heard Chris Evans' voice, I was like,
Yeah,
I immediately recognized it.
I think that was the point.
But then he's wearing blue. But as the
And red
vehicle
stripes
rolls
and
up,
shit.
did you guys catch the Fantastic car?
Not at first. I saw it
Oh.
after, but not at first
So
when the
I
cars
saw
were
that, I'm
pulling
like,
up.
nope, he's not Cap.
I know who that is,
He
yeah.
has to be Human fucking Torch.
And so yeah, and I also thought
He's
it
gonna
looked,
say
it looked a
He's
bit
gonna
scrawny.
say it. Avengers, flame on.
Yeah, he's like, wait, what? And then he
Yeah.
fucking turns into the Human Torch, which is Chris Evans. Chris Evans shows up, so everyone thinks it is Captain America because when you see that it's Chris Evans, he's still wearing his hood. You don't see the shirt.
He's wearing
so you're
blue.
like, oh, he's Chris Evans reprising his role as Captain America. But
He
nope,
was reprising a different
he's
role.
reprising a different role from Flame On, which is another Fox movie.
mean
From
Fantastic
fucking
Four?
Fantastic
From Flame
Four.
On?
From
That
Flame
was a
On.
great-
I didn't watch that one.
Now
I read
that
to that
was a
movie.
good
About the
movie.
flaming hot
I went to
Cheetos?
that movie the other
Was it
day.
that one?
Nope, that's not that one. Yeah, that was.
And I was very interested for the first 10 minutes,
course
and
you
then I
were.
stopped being interested.
Yep.
And then about 30 minutes later, I was interested again.
Yep.
Oh my
For
God.
another 15 minutes, I
Probably
was interested.
15
interested.
minutes. Bitch, you know it was like a minute and a half.
About
another multi-layer cameo thing.
Extremely interested in around 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because Chris Evans has like gone on slate. People ask him all the time, would you be willing to return? And he mentions how like everything ended so well. But if he were to come back to something, it'd be Human Torch. So he never got to say
that's what
goodbye.
he came back to.
You know, and things of that. And then he came back and he nailed him so fucking well. The personality
And
again.
that's- yeah.
Well, he was I mean, he's
was
just
great already.
he's a rated R version of him now.
Yeah,
It was great.
So
And-
he has more freedom.
Yeah,
but that's where
yeah.
we get all the cameos from all the different.
Wait.
No,
Then
because
you
they
have
get
the
captured.
Sabertooth
Yeah,
and the
Sabertooth.
Wolverine
Those are the
fight.
cameos I'm talking
Which
about.
is Tyler Mane played him again, which played him in the first X-Men movie.
Yeah.
And there was that was pretty cool. I like that he like killed him right away, and then Deadpool did a whole Furiosa parody.
That was
Very
definitely an
referenced Furiosa.
expectation subversion. How
That-
easily he
that
did
was a
handle
good
him.
that was a good one.
It
See,
was,
I
yeah.
like that
Yeah,
stuff.
hell yeah. High five, Sam.
Yeah.
Look at us agreeing.
But they get
10%.
captured. they get captured. All three of them.
Yeah.
Deadpool, Wolverine, and Human Torch. They get taken back to Girl Professor X's.
Yeah, and well, they
lab.
get captured interestingly by basically this version's Brotherhood of Mutants. We have Pyro and Toad.
That's
And
true.
Sabertooth was a part of this team as well.
Pyro,
Yes.
Toad,
Yeah.
Sabretooth.
all the
again-
Fox, all the old
And all
Fox
Azrael,
X-Men
by the
villains.
Azrael was there from
Azazel.
First Class. Azazel. I
Yeah, but
almost got
you
it.
were close. Juggernaut,
Azazel?
Lady Deathstrike.
Juggernaut, but it wasn't the same
No,
actor.
these two are. You could.
Yeah.
That's
different
this year's
people.
Juggernaut.
This
Yeah.
year's Juggernaut. Yeah. But they're all there. The whole
Yes.
gang.
And
they
then
show up
you-
to
then
Ant-Man's.
exactly, yeah.
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man's
corpse.
costume is or corpse, maybe.
Yeah, it's his
corpse.
corpse.
yeah,
It's his
or
corpse,
Giant
buddy.
Man, really, because it's the huge one. Yeah.
I
It's
didn't know
some
they changed
version of
names.
him that became giant
Yeah.
and then was killed somehow.
It's
And-
anti-Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And we see none other than our film's villain, which I was not expecting, and I'm so glad it did not get spoiled for me.
Oh, yeah. I think I had known that from one trailer. I only saw the scene where it's a bald girl and she does like she forces Wolverine's claws into the ground, and I was like, oh, they're
yeah, that
going
was
with
the first. I saw the first trailer tonight, by the way, for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
after watching the movie.
So that's where I saw it. But anyway, she's revealed as basically the villain.
Yes.
She's
Cassandra
in the
Nova,
void.
Professor
She
X's
controls the
twin
void.
sister.
She has a gang in the void, and she survives by basically feeding. If you remember Loki season 1, episode 5.
Yes.
You have Lion, which is this
Okay.
huge cloud monster.
It's not lion.
Goliath.
It's
So-
Goliath.
so
not lion.
I need
Oh,
I
I
Did
need
you
to
say
re-
lion or lion?
I
So
misheard.
I need to jump on that real
Wait,
quick because that
what-
was an
can-
additional real quick. A comic book reference, because randomly in the comics, Deadpool would do something like that. Hey, I haven't seen you since episode 3 of Volume 2 of like whatever
so they
Uncanny
did that.
X-Men.
Got it.
So him saying Loki season 1 episode 5
Yeah.
was
Call
a
back to
direct
that.
callback to that.
Awesome.
Can I ask another question? Because I remember
Yes.
in Loki that Goliath was
Goliath.
Goliath, not Goliath. Goliath.
Oh.
You're thinking of gargoyles.
Again, this is this apparently I don't know.
Okay, so
Anyways,
Goliath.
so Goliath, I could have sworn in Loki, and maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I remember this incorrectly, but I could have sworn that Goliath was not destroyed, but defeated in some way, so that they would be able to enter where what's his name, Kang was.
Yeah,
So how the fuck is Goliath still alive?
temporarily defeated.
Temporarily
he was
defeated?
never killed.
Are you really?
Are you basing
Is
it
that
off
how-
of memory?
okay.
Because I don't
Yeah.
remember either.
Exactly, he never died. They were just
Okay.
able to defeat him in that moment.
If you look, you know
Okay.
the rule with these movies.
right.
If you don't see them die on screen, they're still
I
alive.
thought he died on. I could have sworn he was extinguished on screen.
Sam was like, I attended his funeral. Fuck.
Yeah.
where old school Loki fucking sacrifices himself for glorious
Loki, I
purpose,
remember.
Yes,
glorious
that's
purpose
right.
to defeat Goliath, and now he's all of a
Defeat,
sudden
but
back.
he didn't kill him.
It's the alligator.
Whatever. Again, this whole thing with the TV. Anyways, all right, fine.
It's okay.
I just have to accept
No,
these
it's
things.
all right,
This
yeah.
is what.
So
Well, yeah, so we get to Casandra Nova, and she shows
Cassandra,
her
there you
power.
go.
And this is another one of the scenes that I liked, where she kills Johnny. That was fantastic.
Yeah, man, that
I
was
was
fucking-
not expecting that.
that
That
was
was
a
that was
bit
wonderful.
harsh.
That was beautiful.
And how Deadpool led to his death.
That was
Like, he was
beautiful.
Yeah.
talking
Which
so
becomes
much.
a running joke.
Yeah,
It does. It does.
Because he was saying
And
that
it
he was
pays off.
talking all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Saying that she
Putting all
like
the words in his mouth.
ate cum or some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
was a cunt
yeah.
and some other
Guzzling.
a lot
Very
of
vulgar.
a lot of c words, cunt, cum,
Yes.
cock,
That's
a lot
what
of cock
Deadpool is
in
known
cunts
for.
and comes and all these things. And
So
you know,
Cassandra kills Human Torch.
by now most
Yes.
people have stopped watching, so I can see a bunch of like
I
you
mean,
know,
I would
Probably.
hope they're still here. Please tell me you're still
The ones that are still here are already okay with.
Please
they,
like this video.
They
if you're
tolerate
still
Sam.
here.
So basically,
So what else happens?
I think they escape, but I don't remember what happens before they escape. I think she basically tells them.
No. So what happens is that she does this whole thing with Wolverine, makes him actually go
Yes.
underground, throws him around,
And then
and
Wolverine
then
stabs
Deadpool is like kind of
Distracts her.
distracting her. But before
Wolverine
that,
stabs
he
her.
puts his fucking. She puts her hand inside. his
Ooh,
Inside
that
of-
was
yeah.
so good.
And
I
goes
liked
in-
how that's
and
what
goes
she needs
into
to
the
do.
whole
Yeah,
thing
it
and
made me
Yeah.
uncomfortable
To
in the
read
best
mind.
way.
goes
Yeah,
into his
man.
mind and everything, reading his mind and what's going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And then while that's all happening, Wolverine, he
Digs
heals
himself
up.
out.
He digs himself out and stabs her, and she like kind of
She laughs it
faints.
off.
Then Deadpool also uses his baby knife.
That's right,
Oh,
baby
that's
knife.
true.
But she
Baby
kind of
knife.
fakes it that she's hurt,
Yeah,
but then
she
she
laughs
does
it
it,
off.
throws him off. But then because Eliath is coming, Eliath
She's
she
like,
wants
I need to
Eliath.
feed him.
Yeah.
This is how we
paying
maintain
the rent
peace.
and so on, as they say.
Paying the rent.
And Eliath is coming, but they manage to escape.
Wolverine gets a Sentinel boot
Yeah.
and
he goes,
powers it, and it takes
Yes,
off.
yes.
And they land on a diner.
Where they meet
This is where
a
I went to go
Nicepool.
pee.
Where they meet
I went to go
Nicepool.
After
pee.
the diner, we're seeing the whole diner sequence.
I went to go pee during the
The
diner,
diner sequence?
So yeah, I had to.
Oh yeah, he wants to go
it
get
was,
food.
It was that or
Yeah,
an UTI.
yeah, yeah,
So they're
yeah.
just
I
in
know
the
they're eating
field.
spam.
Yeah, they're eating spam and they're having this conversation.
Well, Logan
Deadpool's
is just
trying to
drinking
ask-
Rubbing alcohol.
rubbing
Yeah.
alcohol.
Fuck your liver.
It'd
Shit
be
was
nice
great.
having that healing factor. Shit.
Yeah, right.
My God.
You're just gonna drink it. Oh, fuck your liver.
I'm sure that's what I have. That's why I'm able to drink so much. But anyway, but
Yeah.
does anything really important happen in this
Yeah,
diner?
Deadpool's trying to find out what happened to Logan, and Logan's just
I
like,
think they
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
try to talk, and then they talk
We
about.
we get that reveal later.
Yeah,
with
Wade.
Logan. But
Wade
let's-
talks
let's-
about his story and.
Let's
blah,
get
blah,
to
blah.
Nicepool and
Yeah.
Dogpool.
Our little friend here, Mary
Yeah.
Poppins.
so where did you get him or her?
This was a gift to Uble, my son, for his birthday. I don't know why, and I don't know who. It was probably my older brother. I don't know. But Mary Poppins has been in our family now for about a month and 2 weeks.
Aww.
She loves to poop everywhere, especially in our food. We don't find out
God.
till after. Silly little goose. But she's the best. We especially like when she starts licking and you start making out with her. And yeah, she's the best. But this is where we get introduced to Nicepool
Nicepool.
Yeah.
and Dogpool. And
So-
I loved Nicepool.
You're
He
sorry.
was
So
great.
wasn't he
He
great?
was all beautiful, no cancer, long hair.
They ask him, why don't you wear a mask? And he's all like, I mean,
Would
come on. Would you? He's like, come
And
on.
he's got gold
How handsome I am.
guns. I
Gold
don't-
guns, yeah.
I don't remember what-
Desert Eagles.
There you go. I was trying to remember what the name of the guns were.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
Gold
yeah.
Desert Eagles. Yes. And Deadpool was clearly jealous. But anyways,
He gives them his Honda Odyssey so they can travel.
yes.
That's- Yes.
Which Deadpool hates because he remembers from being a used car salesman how shitty they
Yeah,
are.
The Honda
yeah.
Odyssey. And I can tell you right now, Honda, what the fuck happened to you? You used to be a great car company, and now you've done a bunch of piece of shit cars. I fucking hate my Honda. I hate it
Do you
so
have a
much.
Honda? Is it an
Yes,
Odyssey?
I do. It's not an Odyssey. It's a
Oh,
fucking
man.
Civic?
Accord.
No, it's the
Mountain
SUV,
back.
whatever the SUV is. I forget what it's called.
Pilot.
No, it's not a Pilot. It's it
Canyonero.
doesn't matter. It's shit.
the Canyonero.
It's shit.
Ah, Simpsons reference.
It's Canyonero. Go Canyonero. Go. Anyways, fuck you, Honda.
Yeah.
And you deserve what happened to your car here. Anyway,
But I mean, look, if I may,
Yes.
two superheroes with regenerative powers have a full-on fight inside
That
of a
was
this
Honda
so
was the
Odyssey.
best
creative.
fight. This was the best
Oh
fight.
my God.
And the Honda Odyssey kept going after that. I will say, to their credit, man, they can put that on commercials.
The Honda can
Two
the Honda
fucking
fucks.
superheroes will fight in our car and it'll still get you home.
I
But
had-
that fight, yeah.
that fight was
fucking
good.
great,
Well
man.
done.
Fucking great. I loved
That
it.
fight was good. That was a good one. I didn't really like the first fight. I thought it was kind of like whatever. But
Lackluster.
this one was good. This
Yeah,
one was
fucking
good.
fine
great.
with
Yeah,
that. I'm
it was
fine
so.
with that.
I
I'll
remember
take
just
it.
thinking,
It
like,
was good.
who thought
They-
of this?
they-
Like,
all
this
the
is such
fights
a
can
great.
be-
I've never seen a fucking fight like this in
Inside
a
of a
fucking
car.
The
Yeah.
whole thing. You see people fight and get out of cars, but never.
Like they make
stay.
a purpose.
Yes,
They make it a
everything.
point to stay in the. At one point, Logan is like, "Come back in the car,"
Yep.
and he's
That
like,
was
"Yup,
good.
let's go in there." And
That
they
was a
just
good.
continue to
that was
fight
good. And that
And they fight
all
overnight
night,
until
all
the morning.
night long.
Can I say something here? So
Yeah, you can.
So I know you don't like that I'm talking crap on the movie, but you
Used to
know
it.
the first up until this point, I honestly was really hating this movie. I really I thought from the beginning up until this point the movie was bad. I honestly, there was a lot of problems that I had. I didn't find any of the jokes funny. The whole thing with the TBA and the anchor.
TVA, clearly you're not paying attention.
That's what I said. TBA.
TBA.
I said TVA.
I'm pretty
You
sure
said
it's a
TB.
B.
You said TBA.
Roll back the clip.
Tuberculosis is a different
Roll
thing.
back the clip, Noel. Oh, fuck, he's not here.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the TVA I
You
didn't
were
like. The whole
happy.
thing with the anchor being I didn't like. But right here is a turning point.
Wait a minute. The Taylor part already happened. You said you loved that part.
Which part? That was
Taylor.
that was a small part. The spanking and the crotch grabbing, genius. But other than that, God, I don't know if
were let
maybe
down.
my theater was, but even my theater wasn't very much laughing. Up until this point, this was the turning point. This is where I thought the movie started getting better.
Okay.
And I think from here on out, it actually does get better.
Nice.
It gets better. And I like the second half more than I like the first half. It was really tough for me to get through that first half. I was dreading my conversation with you because I was ready to give this like a D.
Oh, shit.
After that, but it's like, but it gets better. That fight was a good idea, and you even get some good fucking acting from Hugh Jackman, who actually gets his whole thing where he starts telling Deadpool how much of a fucking moron he is, and
I
like
love that.
you're
He actually
never
shut him up.
you're never gonna
Yeah.
fucking save a world. You're not the kind of person, and that's what starts the whole fight. That point. Before that point, I was even thinking, man, Hugh Jackman fucking phoned this in. He is acting so badly. Like the whole first half, I'm telling you, was bad. I don't know what you guys were seeing, but
He
that
didn't have
first
a lot
half
of
was
dialogue.
bad.
Sam.
You know what?
It
I
was
also
bad.
No, easy on my fucking table, man.
But
I
there-
paid a lot of money for this
It
shit.
switches just on that moment where Hugh Jackman goes off on Deadpool.
Yeah.
And you even get that nice response from Deadpool where he's all like, I'm going to fight you now.
Yeah,
And then that's
yeah,
the
they're in the
first
car.
good real fight
yep.
in the entire movie where it's just like...
According to Sam.
That's
where
what-
it's just like,
listen.
dang, like
I
it
can see-
elevates.
I
elevates.
can see where you're
I'm glad
coming from.
I'm glad you got there, honestly.
You know what?
It just-
I can see where you're coming from because I also had the same thought, believe it or not, which is throughout the first half of the movie, I thought to myself, man, they're really not giving Hugh Jackman a lot of dialogue in this movie. Like, he was such a huge part of the promotion and the marketing for this movie. I thought he would have more input and more to say. So when I finally saw that scene where he's like, shut the fuck up now, let me talk. Fucking, you're a piece of shit. No wonder the Avengers rejected
good.
you. And no wonder you can't even maintain a relationship. And you're like, I was like, okay, now we're seeing some character
some
development.
drama.
Now from this slogan.
There's some conflict
Instead of just
going on
quietly going along for the ride and being like, you know, you're a dick, man, and hey, that's not cool. Now he's actually expressing himself, which I thought good on him. And
Hell yeah.
yes, that's what led to the awesome fight, which is
Yeah.
Wade Wilson just calmly being like,
Which it
I'm gonna
really
fight you now.
it gives meaning to that fight, and I made like an off comment like that first fight was very meaningless, and it did feel meaningless to me. Like, yeah, they're just fighting just for the hell of the fight to
Yeah.
give the fan service, whatever. I know that people like that kind of stuff, but I'd rather have the fan service with meaning,
Yeah.
and that's where that second fight really hit with me, where it's like you have this scene where Wolverine goes off on Deadpool, and Deadpool is like
He hits the
genuinely
soft spot.
hurt.
Yep, he
Which
hits
you
the
never
soft spot.
see Deadpool
Yeah.
be,
Yep.
and then that's what causes the fight, and there's meaning to that fight.
Yes.
And it's
they
not
fight all
only-
night.
yeah.
The morning,
And it's funny.
The sun rises. It's hilarious. The sun rises, and then they get caught by a mysterious figure.
And we see Deadpool wrapped up in the fucking
Yeah, he's
seatbelts.
wrapped up in the seatbelts.
That was good.
It was
So they get caught in the morning.
Wolverine's sleeves have been ripped off.
They're both knocked off. Yeah, they're
were
both
they
knocked
ripped
out.
off already? No, I think they weren't ripped off until after.
No,
I believe
don't-
it's
I don't
because of the
remember.
fight that they get ripped off, and after
So he
that,
just has his bare
I don't
muscles.
remember
yeah,
his
that's
bit-
when we start seeing
I remember
more of
for
his
sure
body.
later on. I
Trust Sam.
No, sure.
Just trust Sam if there's a scene where
I pay
muscles-
attention to
guys'
to
muscles start
male,
showing
the male
up.
Sure,
figure.
I'll give you that.
He's like, it was actually 54 minutes into this movie.
Maybe that's why his movie
When
got better
biceps
because there was
start showing.
more
Probably.
male nakedness. As
we'll
in
we'll
more-
talk about
nudity.
the end and Hugh's abs later.
It was
Oh God,
magnificent.
yeah, that scene. Anyway, so he
Golden
gets captured.
God.
There's a mysterious figure that captures them and takes them back to the secret
Yes.
spot. This is where we
And-
get the second fucking list of cameos.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So before
Do it,
let's talk
Arturo.
about the first cameo.
Yeah.
Was anyone expecting Jennifer Garner's Elektra?
No.
I wasn't expecting anyone
That is
in
the
that one.
only one that got ruined for me ahead of time. And
Really?
so for me, this whole time when I knew she was going to be in the movie, I was like, but this movie's only doing X-Men. Or it has in my head.
Yeah.
It's only doing X-Men.
They're not doing
Maybe
other
they're
franchises.
doing a cameo within a cameo. They're watching Elektra. Like, it didn't make sense to me, but you know what? I heard that she's in it. Maybe it's something super small. I don't know how it'll factor in. I don't want to look into it.
Maybe she's a waitress.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the fact of the way she came in, the way she did, and we find out these are the forgotten heroes.
Yeah.
And I was all on board. And then who do we
course.
fucking get next, man?
How many times did you soil your
Did
pants?
you come
Like,
like,
did you
all over
literally-
the row in
pants-
front of
towels
you?
or 3 towels?
My pants definitely got tighter. My outfit, I was wearing
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Definitely got tighter.
There was an extra bone in your body.
You know, you guys have talked about how you've thought about me in certain movies, like, oh, Sam would totally hate this or something like that.
You saw that
For the first time, I thought about you, Arturo.
Oh, during the movie
When Blade came out, I was like, I am almost confident that Arturo either came in his pants
jizzed
or
his
started like
pants,
crying or something.
Yeah.
There was some emotional, exaggerated
he started
response.
applauding.
Yep. I
And the
applauded
fact that he
and
had the
cried.
gray and everything like that,
Yeah,
I'm sure
the
it was
whole
even
look,
more.
man.
I was like,
The whole look, yep.
and
then we get to top that.
The fact that you're imagining me masturbating during this movie.
not masturbating, just jizzing your
jizzing.
pants.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You didn't
No,
have to touch
I've-
yourself.
yeah,
I mean, you didn't
it
have to
just
put on
happened.
the Hulk hands and go like full thing or anything like that. But
Nice reference.
Nice reference.
Look at you with your jokes. Oh, you're so funny,
I
Sam.
love it.
That's because I remember the good ones.
Yeah.
It was 10%.
Yeah,
like I said.
seeing Wesley Snipes back as Blade, I never expected. I fucking lost it. I was so
Right?
happy.
But then it
You're
gets
like,
topped.
yes. You're
Then
like,
it
there's
gets
no way
topped.
they're going to top this.
Like again, this is the
Then it
movie
gets
gets
topped.
better right after this
I
fight.
see the card and I'm all like, Taylor Kish, the actor who had played him in X-Men Origins, and who shows up?
And Shannon Tatum,
Fucking
baby.
Channing Tatum.
Fucking Gambit.
Who was
That was the best
Gambit.
cameo for me. For me, that was the best
Were you
cameo.
aware that he was supposed to have his own movie?
I didn't know, but I figured it out from the movie.
Okay.
But to me, it was just Shannon Tatum has done these kind of cameos things.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
also
This is the
there-
end.
Yeah, this is the end. Exactly.
The end, yep,
Exactly.
yep.
Which is what I was about to say. Yeah. So he's done these kind of things. So I was like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And then they started talking about it, and I was like, he must have been
There were
like
so
wanting
many
a big
references.
Gambit.
Like well, maybe they'll remember us or hope they remember what I
feel like I was
been.
born
And
in the void.
And I
No one knew about
Yeah.
it.
No one, and for those who nobody knows about, he had to reference. So yeah, Sam,
So,
to add to those jokes.
For those who are unaware, the reason why this hit harder is that there was supposed to be a spin-off Gambit movie at some
So
point
many times.
starring Channing
There's
Tatum.
so much
somehow.
talk. There was close. The studio
there
was there.
even a huge promotional picture of the X-Men cast with the Fantastic Four, the reboot Fantastic Four with Channing.
Oh, that's right. In
It
regular
was
clothes.
In regular clothes.
Regular
and
clothes, everyone was
nothing
posed.
came out of it.
Yeah, there was a
what-
few other
What
promising.
made it even more funny, what made it
accent?
funnier, was the accent was
Yeah.
funny. And the fact that the costume, I don't know if this was intentional, but the costume seemed like it was ill-fitting.
Oh,
Like,
very
it was-
ill-fitting, dude.
Like if it was
Very.
too tight for him, like he maybe put on
Too
some
much
weight
on the neck.
or something
Maybe
like that.
maybe
And-
CGI the neck cheeks.
And I thought I felt like they did do that on purpose because it was like, we could make this somehow look good, but it's so ridiculous, we're going to make it look
Let it
ridiculous.
go. Let people realize how fucking ridiculous that
would-
movie
yeah.
would have been. Let's just do it. And they fucking did it. I think at one point, Deadpool's like, who the fuck is your dialect coach? The
Yes.
Minions?
The Minions, yes.
The Min-
Oh, that shit fucking
That was a
created
good-
a
That
huge
was
laugh.
So good.
But I
So
will
good.
say this, and I'm maybe flashing forward a little bit, but the use of his powers,
Yeah.
fucking
was
beautiful.
tough.
You know what?
I
I
have
never.
to
They
say-
did it justice.
Like,
They did it justice.
I was very well pleased.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think Shannon Tatum stole the movie for me.
Oh, man.
Like,
I wouldn't say
love-
stole it.
That's some
I
high
I would
praise.
loved-
say he joined the group
I think
of
he was the
leaders.
funniest character.
Yeah.
He was just so funny. His from the review of him to like his
It's
accent.
just his look.
I was
Yeah.
laughing
Yeah.
the hardest
It's
during
just
that
his
in the
look.
whole time.
Yeah.
And even when he does his whole fight at the end and everything, I was just like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
that was genius.
Like-
That was a genius move right there.
My only thing for me was like seeing him without his black and red eyes, and I was like, oh, of course. But then when they
'cause of
actually
that,
did
yeah.
do them when he was using his power set, I'm like, all
Oh,
right,
like nice.
cool,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
I'm fine.
No,
Okay,
I really
so-
enjoyed
but
that. And
then
the
we
last,
had
the last person,
the last
Daphne
one.
Keene,
Back.
X23
Yeah.
from Logan, and I felt like, okay, clearly they're not gonna do anything else with her property. They're not gonna fucking do a movie for herself. So this is also another one of like, fucking here's your fan service.
I want to
one
say
last
something about
time.
these cameos and what I liked about them.
Yeah.
And again, I know people love the cameos and the references and things like that, but these cameos had meaning
Yes.
to them. And like, which
There was
is
a purpose.
what there's a purpose and there's something about them that they're sort of trying to accomplish. They want their ending, which kind of goes
Yes.
back to like the whole Fox thing.
Yes.
Which
Yep.
again, I think,
Yep.
And if
I
it
like
wasn't for the
even
Fox shows,
Elektra
we
says
wouldn't
it.
be here. Like that's the
I think
takeaway.
Even, I think even Elektra says it. Like this is our chance to have an ending.
Yeah, and
I
that
think it
that
was.
was good. If you're gonna do a cameo, make it meaningful, not
Yes.
just a bunch of
I
fan
agree.
service.
I actually agree.
Thank you.
I
So
do
you can
like that.
understand
Yeah,
why
whoa.
Like-
maybe the
'cause,
first
like-
half wasn't so like,
like, well,
for
'cause
me,
he-
and then
'cause,
the
like,
second half was.
When I see the cameos like in the first ones, I get excited. I do.
Yeah.
I get so excited.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
when
yeah.
I see cameos like this that have that backup meaning, I get really, really invested and really emotional because it means so much more.
True that.
Yes.
You know, I'll take cameos any day of the week. Honestly, I would. But when they're like
On a
this
Tuesday?
on a Tuesday, on just any other Tuesday.
Yeah.
But when they're like this, this is when it's done right. And I
Yeah.
agree.
I agree,
And-
man. I
and-
agree.
And so let's move on here. So
Well,
they
if I may, like
go for
very
it.
last thing, I
Go
just
for it.
wanted to talk
You may.
about real quick about X23. So like we have talked about, I feel like it's come up in our podcast at some point, like the fact that like clearly this is now like 8 years later, you know.
Yeah.
And Daphne Keene has now grown into the role where she is like comic book accurate. So to me, this was such a great like full circle moment of her meeting that, and she grew into the role and having her interact with Logan again, which we'll get into. Like it was so great from that like comic book perspective, and she's such a badass character. I'd love to see more. But yes, I was all on board, and it like every cameo kept stacking, and this was the best like to fill.
I liked how they were like, there's also a fifth member, but he's not here right now. We don't know where he is. His name is Johnny Storm. And Wade Wilson's all like, this Johnny Storm you speak of, I'm sure he's a nice person. I've never actually met him personally, but and then they slowly start finding out that it's basically Deadpool's responsible for his death.
Yes.
Great.
At this point, Logan's just in the back fucking drinking.
Yeah,
And that
so-
was,
Yes.
and that was a great exchange with Gambit and Logan. I love that we had that.
Because they knew each other. Well, they knew of each other.
Yeah, versions.
Yeah.
Because like
I also like that.
that was only like my very, very mild nitpick that I didn't get to see Wolverine interact with X-Men
right.
on the bigger
yeah,
front.
of course.
So
Especially
the
in that
fact that he
costume.
still had that with Gambit,
Yeah.
like, that was enough for me. Like,
Even
I'll
if
take
it wasn't the Gambit from his universe.
So from here is where they decide to we're gonna go
That's-
and,
yeah.
and go back to Casandra Nova and take her
Yes.
down because they have the idea that maybe we can get Juggernaut's helmet
Yes.
to stifle her powers. And, conveniently somehow Casandra Nova has not decided to destroy Juggernaut's helmet for some reason.
Because that's what makes Juggernaut.
Yeah,
But you're right.
I guess
But
you're
you're
right.
right.
But anyway, so that's the idea. Wolverine's like, you guys are all gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit about. I'm not gonna take part in this. He goes
Yeah.
and goes and
Drink some more.
and
Okay.
drinks some more and goes into
Campfire.
campfire. And that's when we get this little talk between
Laura
the
and Logan.
exposition.
yes, where Logan is pretty much telling her like I'm not a hero. In my universe I didn't do anything good. I kind of actually allowed for my fellow X-Men to be killed and so on and so on. And she tells him, well, you weren't the.
No, he says, Logan's the one that says, you got the wrong guy.
Yeah,
And
but
she
he
says,
you
you were
not
always the wrong guy.
Yep,
until you were.
Until you weren't.
Yes.
Yeah, until you weren't.
Until you weren't. Sorry.
Until
Sobbed
you weren't.
during this.
Did you? Sob?
Sob.
Locos and everything?
I mean, it also helps with the fact that I saw Logan like I don't know.
Oh,
like,
just
like
recently.
last week.
Yeah.
So it's still fresh in my mind.
No, I like that. I didn't sob, but I also I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool little line right there.
It's a good moment.
Yes.
So that's what inspires
sobbing.
Wolverine to join the clan, and they're gonna go
back.
and take down Casandra Nova.
I would have said the gang. Clan's a strong word.
I'm sorry, the gang, the gang. I'm sorry, the gang.
X clan.
So,
the gang.
XKK, if you will.
so
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know that was the.
X cool clan. The ex-Cool Clang. That's what they call themselves, damn it. Anyway, they go back to attack
Yeah,
Cassandra.
so we jump back in the Honda Odyssey.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Odyssey's still going. Oh,
Still
man.
going.
And they get to Ant-Man's body again.
Yes,
Yep.
and we see Blade use Punisher's bazooka.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where he
referenced
makes
that.
a very interesting comment.
Several, yeah.
And where he says,
Which one? There's like
I am
four.
the Blade.
Oh,
I'm the
that's
only
right.
Blade.
He's like,
I'm
I'm the only
always gonna
Blade.
be the only Blade.
Which is a
And
bold
then
statement, dude.
Deadpool does a little camera.
He looks at the
Like,
camera like
that-
Jim from
Like,
The Office.
Not only was this film like just poking fun here and there and talking about Disney, but this was like a straight like I'm love that they allowed this.
Yeah,
because of
man.
so the thing is so there's supposed to be an MCU Blade movie.
Yeah.
It was Mahershala Ali was announced as Blade the same
Right.
time Brie Larson was announced as Captain Marvel. That's how
Way
long
back
it's been.
then?
I was at that
Jesus.
Comic-Con. I was at that Comic-Con. It's been that fucking long. And it's just been director changes and writer changes and this and that. And now apparently Mahershala might even drop out.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
There's
So,
only one Blade. There's only
Like,
gonna
the
be
fact
one Blade.
That made its way
Wesley
in the
Snipes
way
made
it
it.
did.
That was a good
Yeah.
joke. That was
No,
a
it
good
was
joke.
good.
I was the only one who caught that in my theater.
Yeah.
I feel like that was
surprised.
so obvious. I mean, he looks at the
Yeah.
fucking camera.
Yeah.
The
What else?
copy-
All he needed to do was hold up a fucking sign that says this is referencing all the drama
Yeah.
going on with Wesley
the scenes.
Snipes and Mahershala
It was a
Ali.
good joke. So he bazookas the Ant-Man lair or whatever. They get in there. And
there's
then
a fight.
A battle ensues,
and
which
it's
is
so badass.
It was a good battle. Yes, you get Gambit, Shannon Tatum's Gambit doing his thing, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, he did
I
good.
really enjoyed.
He did good.
He did Elektra kicked ass, Blade kicked ass, X-23.
They all,
Yeah,
they all
yeah,
fought
it
it.
was-
And
yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine were like, you guys take care of this. We're going to
Go to
straight for
the main
Cassandra.
villain. Yeah. So they get there, and I forget exactly how they did.
First, she kicks Deadpool's
Deadpool
ass.
off. Yes,
She kills Deadpool, and like there are
doesn't kill him,
scenes-
but knocks him out.
Yeah, there are scenes of the rest of the gang fighting and trying their best
They're trying to get Juggernaut's helmet. Yes.
And you don't know if they get it or not until the scene where Cassandra manages to get into Logan's head.
Yes, he does the whole
And she
thing.
starts fucking with him, and he's in this field with a bunch of pillars.
Yeah.
And she's all like,
Raise
oh,
their
you
old
feel
graves.
sad. Yeah, you feel sad about the X-Men you lost and blah, blah, blah. I got you, bitch. And Logan's all like, actually, I got you. And then it pans out to the real world, and it turns out X-23 managed
has
to
got
throw
the
her
helmet.
backpack up there, and Deadpool caught it and put the helmet on Cassandra, blocking her telepathic powers.
Yes.
And she's now like unable to use her powers, and it's fucking Logan and Deadpool, and they got her, and they're like, "Yeah, we got you, bitch." And then fucking
Just like that.
That's exactly how it happened.
and then watch it, you'll see. And then fucking Pyro shows up. Turns out this whole time Pyro had communication with Paradox.
Yeah.
Paradox was making sure that in the void things were under control. Apparently, Paradox and Cassandra King had a fucking agreement. We're like, yeah, you leave me
Did you say
alone.
Cassandra King?
Isn't that her
Cassandra
name?
Nova.
Cassandra
Who's
Nova.
Cassandra King?
Where did I get? I think I went with
That sounds
junior high school with her.
familiar.
Anyway,
I'm gonna Google that.
apparently they had this arrangement where like, hey, listen, you control the void, I'll let you be. Don't fuck with me. But by having Pyro kill Cassandra, Paradox
Attempting
fucked
to
up.
kill,
Attempting to kill, because Cassandra eventually finds out. Well,
What happens is that Logan, Wolverine,
They have their helmet on
grows
her.
unconscious in this moment.
Yes.
And starts thinking about Professor X's words and his philosophy, and not to kill indiscriminately or by revenge or anything like
Yeah.
that. And so it basically talks Deadpool into like sparing her life.
Yes.
And
yes.
Nova's like, oh yeah, spare my life. I'm totally not gonna kill you.
Yep.
And takes off the helmet.
No. First, Pyro walks in through the door and shoots her.
It shoots. You already went through that.
I hadn't mentioned that.
That's.
But anyway, Cassandra's bleeding and she's about to die and she has the
Yeah.
helmet on.
Yeah,
The
so
only way she can survive is if she takes the helmet off.
Deadpool takes the
Deadpool's all
helmet
like,
off.
no. Deadpool's all like, fuck that. We know what you're going to do. You're going to fucking kill us.
Yes.
Wolverine is the one that suddenly gets his realization in the
That's
third
what
act.
I just said.
No, you were saying fucking Deadpool.
no.
You were saying Deadpool.
No, I didn't. I said Logan
Okay.
grew conscious and I talked about Professor
okay,
X's
go on then.
teachings.
Go on. So
Am I
Logan
right? Am I
remembers. Logan remembers Professor X
I was
saying,
Googling Cassandra.
I know you were. I
She's a rock-
Anyway,
saw you.
she's a rom-com novelist.
Deadpool takes the helmet. Cassandra.
Or romance
well,
novel.
actually,
She regenerates.
Logan knocks out Pyro because
Yes.
Pyro starts making a speech.
Yeah,
and
does
he
do
said
that.
not
everybody-
everybody gets a speech.
Expectation subversion.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then they
take
go
the
they
helmet
let go
off.
of Nova. Nova decides I'm not gonna kill you. I got this little ring from previous
Magician,
Doctor Strange.
amateur magician who came through here not too long ago.
Doctor Strange.
Woo!
Does
Well,
the-
technically, it could have been anybody from the Sanctum.
Could have been any of
They
the
all
Doctor
have the sling
Stranges.
rings.
That's true.
I think Deadpool says it was a Doctor Strange. of
Well, he
some
gets
sort.
excited over Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, and then he does the portal. Then
does the
Deadpool and
Marvel
Wolverine
sparkly-
go slow motion jump.
Goliath is coming at them.
Yeah, Goliath.
And this is where
coming.
you get the cool slow motion ending scenes for Elektra, X-23,
Blade.
fucking Blade. They're like still fighting till their last breath.
Their
And they
purpose, their
see
glorious
Goliath.
purpose.
They see
Again.
Goliath coming in, and
It's good
and
reference.
as they look up and they see Wolverine and fucking Deadpool jumping into the portal in slow motion. That part was awesome. And they make it. They make it through the portal, and they land in Wade Wilson's world,
Yes.
which is where all his friends are. You know, Peter and them. They're hanging out right there. And then
But-
this.
Cassandra
Go ahead.
Nova finds out
Yeah.
about the machine thing because he goes into Pyro's mind
Ripper.
Yeah.
and finds out the machine, the time.
All
Ripper.
the
Thank
secrets.
you.
Keep talking. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Okay. Is there any more? Damn, I didn't bring
I
enough
think you're out.
805s.
Do you want a hazy?
Oh, sure. I'll take one.
Yeah,
I am
look.
very drunk. I need to go eat some late night food tonight. Yes.
I'll take a hazy as well.
Yes. We
They're in the
it's-
freezer.
It's 11:43,
Those,
folks.
those ones are colder.
And on Thursday night, we're having a great time.
You'll have work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I have work tomorrow morning too. Yeah, that's
I
true.
said we all do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna. Blah, blah.
So
Anyway.
we end up on the street. Oh, by the way, that was a really cool like little reference. I don't know if you're familiar with Rob Liefeld, the artist of Deadpool, the one who helped co-create Deadpool. So
No.
he is terrible at drawing feet, and he always
Oh,
goes out
yeah,
of his
yeah,
way
yeah.
to not draw feet.
Yeah.
And there was a shoe store that said Liefeld's Just Feet. right
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there was another reference
Interesting.
that Deadpool made too about like, oh, I've never seen your feet. You know, it's probably because don't even know how to draw feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Anyway,
That's good. I didn't know that. Anyways,
The more you know.
So Nova comes in through the portal and says, "I'm gonna fucking like destroy universes." Off she goes, and then all the Deadpool come
The
behind
Deadpool
her.
Corp. Yes.
But first you get Nicepool. Nicepool comes in and
Yes.
talks, and also you get Dogpool.
like, yep.
Dogpool's like, "Hey, blah,
And
blah, blah,
but
blah."
who was leading the charge? Ladypool.
Ladypool.
So
yeah.
Ladypool was like the obsession of so many rampant rumors and theories and ideas all over the internet.
was it because of just
of
lonely
who
nerds?
could it be? Like,
Oh.
They never show who
there
it
was
is.
there was a lot of honestly a little talk over the internet that she was either going to be Blake Lively,
Which she was.
Ryan Reynolds' wife, which she ended up being, or Taylor Swift. Because
I remember
fans
hearing
were
that.
like were
so glad it wasn't.
sure
So
that
glad it
was
wasn't
Taylor
her.
Swift.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I love Taylor Swift.
Jeez. Sorry, Swifty.
Fuck
What
yeah.
a saying. I don't mind
what
her music.
happened just now?
So, well, like there was, so Taylor Swift is close friends with Blake Lively and by default Ryan Reynolds. But all the commercials I was talking about earlier, the ads where Ryan was announcing that the movie was happening.
Right,
Hugh was there.
right. Yeah.
That was in the same exact house where Taylor Swift had just shot a music video. So that added to these theories.
sure.
And a bunch of her
Why
backup
wouldn't it?
dancers leading up to this all of a sudden were started wearing red and black on her tour performances.
Clearly a
So,
sign.
and she was spotted at one of the football game with Blake, Ryan, and the director of this movie.
I remember that.
So there was a
Yeah.
lot of
I watched
talk
that
whether or
football
not she
game.
was going to be in this movie as Dazzler, perhaps, which is a mutant who is also a singer and so blah blah blah, or potentially Lady Deadpool.
Yeah.
But it ended up being Blake Lively.
Right.
It was also a popular theory that she was Kate Beckinsale because Kay a while back on the Jimmy Fallon show said that she and Ryan looked identical, and they kind of do look alike if you put them next to each other.
I don't know enough about my
Producer,
memory.
if you could do that right here.
Or it could have been Ryan in drag.
Yeah.
We don't know. But it ended up being Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Ladypool was by herself, like an internet
Really?
obsession for a little while.
Damn. I never knew that.
enjoyed all the different Deadpools, the baby pool and the kid pool and the
Pool.
Western pool and
yeah.
the,
Real quick, So in addition to that, Blake Lively showed up to the premiere in a really awesome looking red and black dress with her ponytail, echoing her look as Ladypool.
Yeah.
And Kid Pool and Baby Pool were played by Ryan and Blake's children.
Oh, very cool.
wow,
Good for them.
That was very nice.
Yep.
Finally, they can get some.
So they put a
money of
baby
their
in that
own.
costume. That
They
seems
did.
like abusive.
Yeah.
I would put my baby in.
CPS involved in this?
As far
Or?
as I know, they got money for it.
I do like
anyways,
that Cowboy
And
Deadpool was Matthew McConaughey. Matthew
What?
McConaughey was
Yep,
the
yep,
voice
yep.
of Cowboy Deadpool.
No way.
Yeah.
Fucking
He was.
A. Very cool.
All right,
And
all right.
there was another one. Who was the other voice of the other Deadpool?
He's not bringing this up in his mind. He's looking at an iPad off screen.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to pretend
Anyways,
like I'm doing this.
let's get to let's keep going here, folks. Let's keep going here because we're an
yeah.
hour. You are sweating profusely.
It is
My
very hot in
Lord.
here.
Jesus
You
Christ.
just touched that. You didn't get a
Nathan
reverb.
Fillion was Deadpool.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, the head pool.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so a bunch of Deadpools. You have.
I think we're all
you,
sweaty.
You have Deadpool Prime.
I'm wearing a
He's
fucking
like
this whole outfit.
He's like, this whole multiverse thing. It's run its course. You need to fucking get over this shit. And then we've done a bad thing. And I love that whole speech. That was great.
Yeah, that was
and
very
then,
cool.
and then
you
the
get a full-on
Deadpool.
fight between the
Deadpool are like,
Deadpools.
fuck you.
Okay.
And they get into a fight. But Deadpool uses
Wait.
Nicepool as a bodyguard.
Man.
And he gets shot immensely.
Yes.
And it's
and he
like,
has no regenerative
know,
powers.
Which makes
Why
sense.
not?
Because his face is so pretty.
so perfect.
He never got cancer, which means he never got his healing
That's
factor.
true.
Like-
That's true. Oh
Yeah.
fuck! I never thought
poor,
about that.
Poor Nicepool.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Nicepool had a big bulge on purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
costume?
And his guns are nice too.
Yeah. So then Deadpool uses them as a human shield, an Operation Human Shield,
And
he
Logan
go-
uses Dogpool.
and Dogpool
Nobody
as a
shoots
shield.
at him.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
he has
Why
to
would
do is
they?
walk
Yeah.
by. Anyway, there's a very cool sequence of them fighting all the Deadpools.
One shot sequence, a long take.
One shot.
Very old boy.
I liked it.
Yes.
Multiple
I like
deaths,
It was
multiple
no
slashes.
Cuts,
yeah.
It was good.
And it ended up onto a bus that had Stan Lee on the side. don't know
I
if you
didn't
caught
notice that.
Yeah,
Nice.
Maya caught it. Thank you,
Oh,
Maya.
very cool.
reference.
Love
Thank you,
man.
Maya. So a
yes.
bunch of Deadpool deaths.
And then they think they're done.
They think they're done. They
But
all
they
start
all
coming back to
regenerate.
life. And then who do we get to save the day?
Lester
No
Peñalosa
other
the
than
second.
the mustache.
Yep, the mustache.
Goes to
himself.
show you have a mustache, you can save the entire day. Peter shows up
In
in
his
the
Deadpool
in his
outfit.
Deadpool outfit that he was saving in his locker room, which you saw at the beginning of the movie.
And I love that the zipper didn't close all
yeah,
the way on
yeah.
his belly.
He's definitely, you can tell
Which
he's
is
not
exactly
in the best
how
shape.
Arturo looks right now.
What the fuck are you talking about? Look at this.
No, man,
Feel
you're
those
both-
abs, motherfucker.
Listen,
Feel them.
You're not the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, but you're not the Peter Deadpool.
Thank you.
You're
I'll-
somewhere in the middle.
I appreciate that.
You're somewhere in the middle.
I am a dad. Yeah,
Yeah,
It comes with
exactly.
dad bod.
You have
You
the
have
dad
to own
bod.
it, Arturo. You have to own
You're
it.
Deadpool.
Own it.
Look, did you feel those abs underneath though?
You're Deadpool.
I think
That's
if you
right.
took your shirt off, you would look exactly like Hugh Jackman in the
Oh,
last.
my
Yep.
Thank you.
At the last
Yeah.
scene.
I appreciate
Anyways,
that.
so that saves Deadpool because hey, that's my bro.
Every
And,
Deadpool has a Peter, apparently.
Don't fuck
Yes.
with yeah.
And
Every
they
Deadpool
all,
has a
like,
Peter.
Like, hyped them up and everything.
They all just fucking gravitate to Peter.
Yeah.
Hey, high five, Peter! Yeah. And while they're all gravitating to him, Deadpool and Wolverine are like, okay, let's fucking keep going with
get
our
this
mission.
going.
Enjoy my Peter.
Which is a double entendre, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Enjoy my Peter.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a double entendre. So they walk
did not
away.
catch that.
They go confront Cassandra finally, right? While the Deadpools
Well,
are busy fighting
Paradox.
themselves.
No, they go to Paradox.
Yes, they do go to Paradox.
Well, we forgot one big thing I think we needed to discuss is when Deadpool and Wolverine were fighting the Deadpool Corps. What happens when they all of a sudden they like limber up ready for it? Logan pulls on his fucking
Yeah, you're right.
That was a good moment.
That
oh
was-
my god.
And the fact that they
Yeah.
have the white eyes.
Yes, that's
Yup,
what really nailed
yup.
it. Yes, if my pants weren't tight, they got.
Oh, there was an
tight.
extra
How many
bone in my
times
body
did you
for
come
sure.
in this theater?
I lost track. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the cum must have been all over. I hope that
I'm
you
sure
bought.
it wasn't
I
just
hope that
coming
you
from
bought
Arturo.
like the seat to your right and to your left, just to make sure that no one else
Listen.
was,
listen.
accidentally cummed upon,
Listen.
jizzed upon.
Linda.
Wow,
And-
you're painting a picture, aren't you?
No,
there must
there
have been a
was-
lot of jizz. The
there
jizz
was
factor
movie theaters.
was at the highest level.
You know
here.
how you walk into a movie theater and they're like, oh yeah, you're 32 on the right. Here are your glasses for the 3D. This one, there were towels.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, here's your
Yeah.
towel.
Here's your sock.
Enjoy. Yeah.
Here's
Make
a
sure
sock.
you aim at the floor.
Everyone around me had to wear ponchos.
There you go. Yeah. That's the only way
It's
they could have managed this. But yeah,
I was
no.
very
No,
dry.
That was awesome.
Of course you were.
Oh,
Again,
God.
they didn't live next to Nazis, and there
If
was
they would
no
have
there was
lived
no
next
attorney.
to Nazis, I would have
Yeah.
been jizzing all over
There
the
was
place.
no Frankenstein body of an adult woman with her baby as the brain. So I understand why you didn't really feel for this movie, but others did. So let's respect their point of view, and let's move on with the movie, which is they finally go and they confront Paradox after fighting the
Yes.
Deadpools.
And then Paradox tells them, this is how you're going to basically fix this.
Yes.
By joining the positive matter with the antimatter. And but if you do this,
You'll
you're
die.
going to die, and
One
there's
of
nothing,
yous.
and you won't be able to regenerate because this is going to,
says it'll kill one of you.
Pulverize, annihilate
which gave
you.
us such a great conversation between Wade and Logan.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like how they came to that conclusion of who was gonna be the one who
It was. They didn't
sacrificed
come to a
themselves.
conclusion. It was
I
basically.
mean, it was supposed to be Logan.
Deadpool said, "Yeah, sure, Wolverine, you go and sacrifice yourself." And then at the last minute, just fucking like, "Nope, it's gonna
Surprise,
be me."
motherfucker.
Marvel Jesus.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm Marvel Jesus.
Because I'm Marvel Jesus. And I feel like Logan could have done a better job of breaking through that wall. He has adamantium claws that can break through anything. I
Out
feel
of
like I've
all
seen
the movie, that was your
I'm
nitpick.
just saying.
The
I've
entire
seen-
movie has a ton
Listen,
of problems.
listen.
No.
I was like, bro, I've seen movies where you just do a real cool X slash
Through the wall.
through
Yeah,
the wall
it's
and you
true.
break in. And you're fucking in. And this one you were like,
That's true.
come
I
on,
didn't
stop
think about
it.
that.
It was a very heavy metal door.
I got the feeling that he didn't really want to sacrifice himself, but he had to make it seem like he wanted to. So he was like, hey, man, that's supposed to be me. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, let me in. Bro.
Real quick, if I may add, when you were talking about the overall film, like I didn't even notice that, to be perfectly honest. But
Yeah.
that's a good catch. What I did love about this film is that this Logan not only gave us more of the healing factor akin to the comics,
Yeah.
but it also gave us his strength that we didn't really see within the Fox films.
Yes.
And we saw him fucking like launching shit and
Yeah.
like fucking bruising up
Fighting.
cars and
Yep.
shit. Like,
Yep.
like his Wolverine Logan has an adamantium fucking skeleton.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of strength into lifting something that weighs 300 pounds by itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
and just his fighting technique and his skills, you're right. The past
Yeah.
movies have always hinted at it, but they never really did it justice. And I feel like you're right. This one really,
just
really
wanted
did
to
it
mention
justice.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
And now we get the best scene in the entire movie.
Oh, like
Which-
a prayer.
Which is, so Deadpool is trying to join the matter with the antimatter,
He grabs
but he
one
can't
end.
really reach. Wolverine's trying to get into the
trying.
building.
Yeah.
He's like, boom, pa,
Ping,
and
zang.
ping, zang. And then unbeknownst to the audience, when we think it's all hopeless, there
You see
is
the hand
Wolverine's
stretch out.
hand.
Yep.
Grabs Deadpool, grabs the antimatter,
And
and,
because
they
of the
connect.
intensity of everything as they're connecting, it just so happens coincidentally that Wolverine's shirt disintegrates.
Yes.
And we
Only his
And-
shirt.
only his shirt.
And
we-
all his
wow.
beauty is shown.
I heard my entire theater
Listen.
like go,
Oh, yeah. Listen, there was a scene earlier in this movie where Deadpool says he's wearing a shirt because he let himself go.
oh, after the divorce.
After the
Ooh,
divorce.
which is,
And I was like, fucking guy, dude.
That was a good one.
But
Yeah.
but you're like
That was
okay.
a deep cut.
Jackman and his
A
wife.
deep cut.
It kind of builds you up to like, I guess we're not gonna see a shirtless Hugh Jackman in this movie because he wasn't able to get in shape.
But when I saw his arms,
Understandably.
like, but his arms are looking great.
Yeah, I was like, I guess maybe there's just too much to hide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
I had
just the
same
upper
issue.
body. He didn't work on his legs.
Only his arms. Yeah, he skipped leg day and he skipped ab day. He only went to arm day. So I was fine with that. But then when this scene fucking happened, I was like, this is either fucking CGI
No.
or this motherfucker made a deal with the devil.
Oh.
Because
I'll have you know he had an 8,000 calorie diet.
I don't know what that means.
He
How many
ate
calories
8,000
do I eat?
8,000 calories a day.
That means
That's
he was
like- that's
pumping up, so he needs enough calories to make the muscle and whatnot.
Got it. Yeah, no,
But yeah, it was whether
So-
it was CGI or not, it was
It
beautiful.
was not CGI. It was real, and Hugh Jackman is what I want to be when I grow up.
how old is Hugh Jackman?
you're
I'm
not
He's
gonna-
grown
like
up.
55 now, I want to say.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
he's
it
gonna
up.
be doing this till he's 90.
Yeah,
That's
for
right.
life. For life, remember?
For life,
Yeah.
dude. And that was a real
Yeah.
funny
Oh shit!
part
Yeah,
at the
55
ending.
years.
Yeah,
By the way,
55
did you
years
guys
old.
catch the fucking one of the theme songs from The Greatest Showman?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, it was interjected in the movie. Yeah.
Dang, I
Oh,
missed that one.
man.
That's a good one.
Damn it.
This movie had great soundtracks, which, by the way, like a prayer playing over the sequence that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
In this huge epic version.
No, there was a lot of real
with
good
a choir
musical
and
montages.
everything. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I was
Yeah.
sobbing.
And
again.
also the fact that his mask stays on, I think made him
Yes.
look even
oh
cooler.
my god,
Even without the shirt.
it made it look better.
Something about a
like
shirtless
you know,
mask.
this is now gonna be the fantasies. Just shirtless abs with helmet of women
of
and
all the
men
guys, yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, and women, yeah, sure, they're involved too. Yeah, no,
Yes.
it was a very
That's
good
gonna be
scene.
my
They
fantasy.
They succeed by fucking overheating or overriding the connection
Yes.
to cause Cassandra to basically
Get
disintegrate.
destroyed, yeah.
She disintegrates. They save the timeline.
Paradox
Things get
thinks
fixed.
that
Heel.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Paradox thinks that Deadpool and Wolverine are
Are
dead.
dead.
You
When
get
Hunter
the,
shows up,
And
yeah,
then
she shows
finally
up,
Hunter
yeah.
shows up and she's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's going
This
on,
whole
you
time.
guys?" Yeah, couldn't show up
Conveniently.
earlier. You have the power of time travel and all that, but you show up right at the point where everything's done with, and you're like, "Hey, what's
Like,
going
what's
on, you
going
guys?"
on? Like, oh, and
That's enough.
anyways, so somehow Wolverine and Deadpool survive. I
Yes.
guess through the
They
power of
explained
friendship.
It. They explained it. They
The-
say
the power of friendship.
the power of friendship
I believe that's
and
what
the power of love.
I think that's what did it.
No,
that's
they
the only
say
way
it.
I can explain it.
They
They
explain. They explained
clearly
it in
have
the
healing
movie.
factors.
No, not only that,
yeah, but they were
explain-
out of. They
Guys,
were annihilated.
Did you guys not listen to that scene in the movie where I think he himself, Wade Wilson, says,
It's the power of friendship.
no, he says it would kill one of us.
Yes, but not both of us.
But not if we did it together, both of us, and absorbed enough
again,
of the
healing
power.
factor, man.
When you
It's an
split
amazing
it, when you
healing
split
factor.
it,
Yes.
It's
The
like
way they just
Hugh is over. Wolverine is over 200
Hugh-
years old, and he only looks like he's in his 40s.
Okay.
Did
Anyways,
you know he was 30 when the first X movie came out?
really?
I knew you. Yeah.
Dang.
We're that much older. Well, you guys are that much older.
He's only 15 years older. I'm
Yeah.
fine with being 40. I look fantastic.
Same.
you guys look great for 40, honestly.
Aw.
You both do.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I'm actually 52, so I look.
Anyways,
great at 52.
Let's finish this off here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the power
After
of friendship.
The power of friendship is what saves them. And then they
So, and really, real quick, if I may, when we're talking about Hunter showing up and this and that, so we do get Wade saying, like, oh, can we fix this timeline? And
Oh,
I
yes.
love that
Yeah.
they didn't turn this into, like, oh, sure, why not? Let's just fix all the timelines. Because then it creates everything, it makes a point out of everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that they went out and said, like, no, his past made him who he is, which is the
Yep.
reason why he's here now. I fucking love that, because then it doesn't turn into a crutch either. Like, let's just fix all universes.
Yeah.
No, like that had to happen. They're gonna stay fucking dead, sadly. But now
the kids.
Logan also has a chance to start a new life
Start new.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
And he does. Wade asks, they have their little
He's
they
about
get
to say his
shawarma.
goodbye.
They get shawarma.
They get shawarma. He says, you know, the Avengers
Which is
invented shawarma. Like, no, they just made it more famous
yeah.
because Avengers 1.
And
I don't
then
know if you caught that.
Yeah.
shawarma
Yeah.
is
The-
now at
the food.
Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, which Deadpool, by the way, is at Disney California Adventure.
That's true. They just announced not too long ago that they're actually going to have Deadpool as a walk-on character that you can take pictures
Yeah.
with and interact with.
Let's go back to the movie.
Yeah,
Can we go back to the
So,
fucking
I'm with you.
so Wade
talking
and
to
Logan
Disney.
have that last talk, and he invites Logan over. We go back to the apartment. Everyone's there.
all
Logan's there
there.
with X-23.
Whoa. Sorry. No, you're good. There's just
Oh, it's Sam's
sensation.
hand is on Obla's lap for some reason. A thigh.
It might be that. It might be something else.
So and then we get a little bit of a hint
That was
That-
so much stuttering.
that perhaps
Oh, you're doing it again.
we get a little
God
bit of
damn
a
it.
hint that perhaps Wolverine might be back, although he does
Yes.
say probably not.
Yeah, but I mean, Ryan
He's
Reynolds,
back.
Wade Wilson makes
He's
sure to
back.
say, like, you're with Disney now. They're gonna use you until you're 90.
And
Yeah.
then
Like, you're
nothing
fucking
makes
stuck.
you come back like a Disney paycheck.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of references to that.
He's gonna do it to his dad. And really, he goes back to his universe.
They're all in the
everybody's
apartment.
having a great time.
Yep, they're at the apartment.
Wolverine is Logan is with him. Logan says,
X-23. Here's my
Lauren's there.
question.
Yeah.
Because at the end, when Deadpool is talking to Hunter and he's all like, "There's a few people that I kind of want to bring back, and there's maybe you can help us with this."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Are they gonna bring back everybody that was lost, or like, where's Blade?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did he not care enough about Blade to bring him back?
he
was
asked
just
for
like,
too
no,
much to be in
We
the
don't know which.
Just bring.
Yeah.
Right, we don't know.
What Laura? This version of Laura could be too.
At the end of this movie, basically,
she also has a healing factor.
all he does, all we see is that
Not from
X-23 comes back from the void to join them in this
And
apartment.
Logan is rocking some great flannel.
Logan
Yes.
has his casual flannel. Peter is there. Everyone is there. You don't see Blade. You don't see Elektra. You don't see any of the. Basically, from
Gambit.
that first group, it's just X-23 who's there.
You mentioned everyone except Gambit and everybody else.
And that guy. Yeah, the French guy. But yeah. Cajun.
He's Cajun.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
from
motherfucker.
New Orleans.
Hey,
New Orleans.
you know
From the
no.
bayou. Anyways, so it ends there. We get a little bit of a like, oh, maybe Wade Wilson's going to get back with, you know.
Well, yeah,
his
because
what
Logan
is-
he's like, give me the fucking dog and talk to the girl.
Yeah.
And what happens? He
they hold hands.
rekindles with Vanessa and they hold
Yeah.
hands.
And they
Aw.
hold the
Like,
hands.
beautiful.
Like my heart.
And then finally the credits roll.
And what do we get? We get
And I
this-
have to go pee, and I miss whatever happens. in the
Oh
credits.
my
So you tell me.
God.
You missed the Superman cameo, dude.
From what I understand, it was
Superman
just
shows up.
some footage
It
of the
was-
previous Fox film.
There's
It
two.
was this really, it was basically this collection of different credits throughout the Fox Marvel movies.
Played to the
And
tune of.
it was it was behind the scenes, it was bloopers, I'm sure, and it was just them interacting and like making this movie happen.
Fantastic
Movies
Four,
happen. So to me, it
X-Men.
was like this epic reminder that without the Fox Marvel movies, we wouldn't be where we're at with the MCU as a whole. The MCU wouldn't exist. And it was just beautiful seeing these different moments. Hugh, again, was 30 at the time.
Yeah, I was expecting a joke or like a cut scene or something, but I think they did it right where they were like, look, we have to at least fucking acknowledge that these Fox superhero movies were kind of the
Yeah.
first in all of this.
They were.
They were what built everything that came after. So let's just fucking do a montage.
It was a
Respectfully,
good tribute.
It was a good tribute.
I
There
like
was
that.
some. There was
Yes.
some scenes where they interviewed Hugh Jackman, and he's saying like, "I was fucking so nervous during those first fucking
Well, yeah.
movies." He was 30.
He got added onto the cast after the fact. I don't know if you guys knew.
No, and a lot of the rest of the cast that were experienced actors were like, "Who the fuck is this Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman guy?
Well,
What is he gonna do?"
He wasn't supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah,
So
they
there's
just
an
added
actor
him.
called Doug Ray Scott who was supposed to be Wolverine.
Wasn't he
but-
from Cool Runnings?
No, he actually common misconception.
You
He
know
was
what? You're
in-
right. I'm
he
thinking
wa-
of. I'm thinking of
about
John
John
Goodman.
Candy,
Yeah,
I
I'm thinking of
guess.
John
John
Candy.
Candy, who is often mixed up with apparently Anya Taylor-Joy
That's
Yeah.
right. I hear that a lot.
for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. But anyway, he was supposed to be the first Logan.
He was, but due to reshoots for Mission Impossible 2, he was unable to commit to,
Wow.
to X-Men.
Wow.
That's
And
fucking
Hugh
wild.
Jackman got like shoved in at the last minute, and he was fucking unsure
just
of himself.
fucking came through.
If you actually rewatch the film, his first sequence filming was the train sequence when he's with
That's
Rogue.
right, with Rogue. Yeah.
If you go back and rewatch the entire film, his film actually has that scene has his voice is an octave higher because he hadn't found his Wolverine voice yet.
So he was like, "Hello, mate. It's Magneto.
That's exactly how I remember it.
God, no, but
Yeah.
got to my kill claws."
That's about right.
That is exactly
That's exactly what
That's
it sounds
about
like. Go
right.
back and watch it. You'll see.
Yeah, it's exactly
Well,
like
thank
that.
you for that fun fact.
Yeah,
afterwards.
Awesome.
You're
That
welcome.
fact
Let's
was
grade
fun.
this baby. Let's grade Deadpool.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know, it
One
was
last
an
thing.
Oh,
So we got
the
this
end
and then we
credit
get
scene.
The very end credit scene, and what happens? We see Deadpool saying, "You know what? We need to set the record straight." A lot of people blame you for the passing of Johnny. You know, let's
Yeah.
let's play the
security
tape
footage.
back, the security footage.
We have CCTV.
And we get footage of Chris Evans as Johnny Storm dropping all these C
Saying
words.
exactly what
all
Deadpool
the
said.
vulgarity.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of cum and cunts and cocks and a lot of C words.
Oh,
you know,
man. I don't know if I'll ever see
the C,
Captain America
the letter
same.
C has done a great job in creating some very vulgar
Yeah.
words in English.
Cactus.
Yes, cactus being one
Yeah.
of those.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that was so if you haven't seen this movie and you for some reason watch this episode,
Thank you.
you don't necessarily have to wait until the end credit scene because that's what it is.
What can you reprise what he says at the end? Do you remember everything?
Oh dear God.
Oh,
Some of
man.
It was like she can like. No, you know what?
He's just trying
I'm
to
gonna stop there.
don't
No,
stop there.
Come on,
I thought about it.
It's
Get it out.
you know
Get it out.
what?
It's inside.
Cassandra
You
is a
almost
beep.
tricked me.
Cassandra is a beep who beeps the beep out of her beep, and
You
when
know-
she
And
beeps,
she can ride
it goes
on my
beep.
beep. Cinnamon.
She can ride my beep.
Oh
and
yeah,
I'll
the cinnamon
eat all
red.
my
That was
beep.
good. That was
Yeah.
a good reference.
There's a lot of peeps.
I
But
just
yeah.
want to say, you know, on this podcast, I'm known as the vulgar one, but you should see what this guy talks outside of the camera.
Yeah,
My
man.
God,
There are times where
he is off the wall.
I
get offended.
yeah.
I'm just like, Arturo, fucking
Yeah.
calm down, man.
On Sundays
You don't
when
have
I go
to go that
confess-
far. Yeah,
On Sundays when I go to confess with my priest, he tells me, "What did Arturo say again?"
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And I have to tell him everything.
Exactly.
Even the priest is like, "Is he open to an exorcism? Maybe he's possessed." And I
These
say,
motherfuckers.
I honestly feel the same way with some of the things that he has said.
I don't even believe in Jesus,
Yeah.
and I go to confess
Yeah.
what Arturo tells him.
Yeah, don't
So-
bring up Sesame Street in front of Arturo because then it just goes off the rails.
What is happening?
What he did with Big Bird.
Yeah, it's just
God
Bert.
dang.
I would never
Oh
see
my
Bert and
God.
Ernie the same.
Never again.
But you know what? I wouldn't expect anything less from fucking Deadpool himself because
Yeah.
he has the mouth of a merc.
The
A merc of a mouth.
The
Merc with the mouth.
Merc with
There
the
you
mouth.
go. Hey, third
I
time's a charm.
I got it right at
I
the
got it.
beginning.
I know.
Anyways, let's grade this thing and get over with because we're an hour and 30 minutes. My
My
God.
God. I love it.
It's an hour and 20 for sure.
Uble.
What?
We'll start
Grade
with
it.
you.
Grade what?
Movie.
Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, this movie. I give it an A.
Oh, yes.
A?
Let's
An
go
A.
to my
Wow.
grading calculator.
Not an A plus, not an A minus, just a solid A.
All right.
Uble
Because of
is
the
an
fan
A.
service. I'm not gonna fucking lie. It wasn't fucking. It was not Napoleon Dynamite. But listen,
What?
it's I know.
What?
I just
I love
I don't know how my brain
Dynamite.
works. I know.
Napoleon Dynamite
That's
is
why I'm
hilarious.
saying it's not that.
How is
but
this an A? Because Napoleon Dynamite is an A.
It's an A plus.
Is it,
Napoleon
A plus,
Dynamite is an A plus,
A,
damn it.
A minus, A minus. Around
Listen,
there.
I don't know how my brain works. I fucking love this movie. I had a great time. I loved everything about it. I give it an A.
If you've been listening to this podcast until now, you know that I thought the first half of the movie was not very good. The second half I thought was way better, which averages out to a B minus in my mind. B minus for me
Oh,
on
shit.
Deadpool and
All right.
Wolverine.
All right. B minus. So an A from Uble. A B minus from Sam. And I mean, come on, y'all had to get
Yeah, I don't have to ask.
It's
you,
an A
man.
plus for me.
Yep.
Like the amount
Yeah.
of hold on, I'm like typing it in. Like the story that it gave, its continuation, its conclusion for now, to Deadpool and Wolverine, and the fact that it brought back these Fox characters with meaning, and just this overall
fine.
story, all this badassness, Hugh Jackman's abs, like
Yeah.
Hugh
That
Jackman's
shirt-
abs is what
that
brought it from a C
shirtless,
plus
yeah.
to a B minus.
It's what talking from an A minus to an A.
yeah. I mean,
So-
this movie, man. Yeah. I like I said, I laughed, I cried again. Fucking love the A plus for me.
A
So that
plus.
brings our calculated overall grade to an A minus.
Solid
It's a
82.
little high.
A
But-
minus, bitch.
But that's what Morons Mince Movies has decided.
Yep. It is what it is.
But tell us what you thought about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Comment.
Tell me how
below.
much you hate me and all that stuff and all that good, whatever you want to say. Yeah, flip me off, say fuck you, Sam. And as always,
Have a dark night.
Have a dark night, y'all.